All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully well. We're back. We're playing more Metal Gear Solid Delta. We're going to be finishing up the very finale, as in I don't even have to play anything. We're just in the final cutscenes. And then starting the Legacy style. The Legacy style that many people were hoping we would just do first. But ultimately, everyone voted for, what's it? The new style first on stream. It's a movie day. It is for the first, like, 15 minutes. Basically. Anyway. I mean, it's a Kojima game, right? I don't know what else you would have expected. There it is. We're here. Over the Soviet border. Do I have the subtitles on? I should check it beforehand. I do. I just have like PTSD from the amount of times that I've forgot to turn them on for stream.
So what are you going to do now? Go back to the KGB?
What do you want me to do?
They're so quiet.
Did you ever think about coming back to America?
I can't go back. I've left America behind me.
But you saved this country.
I didn't do it alone.
There, I tried to bump them up a little bit more on
And
stream.
I still owe you a dinner.
Hopefully I don't ruin things.
Is that part of your mission too? Or is it an order? Or is it an invitation? Or a proposal? I don't take orders from anyone now.
That carpet is just ruined. Entirely ruined. Worried about the carpet? I am. That is wine. That's never coming out. That carpet's fucked. Whose place is this anyway? Whose carpet did I just destroy? The president's private log cabin in Alaska. My scarring's a little rough.
Scholars tell us that the first spy in history was the snake in the book of Genesis. In that story, it was Eve who was tempted by the snake in the Garden of Eden. But this time around, it was I who tempted the snake and got away with the forbidden fruit of knowledge. Forgive me, snake.
The picture.
Good morning, Snake.
Good morning.
I hope you slept well. First of all, I have to apologize. I wasn't sent by Khrushchev. I'm not a KGB spy, and I never worked for the NSA. I'm an agent of the People's Republic of China for the General HQ 2nd Department of the People's Liberation Army. It was all a lie. I tricked you. And I'm sorry. The philosophers still exist in China, too. You see, my mission was to find out where Volgan was hiding the philosopher's legacy and steal it. So I infiltrated his base as a KGB spy. The 2 NSA codebreakers who defected in 1960 were actually both men.
Damn it.
The real Adam never showed up at the meeting place, saving me the trouble of having to eliminate him. I sneaked in by pretending I was Eva. And you and Sokolov and Volgan, you all believed me. The philosopher's legacy was originally held in common between the US, Soviet Union, and China. We couldn't let the Russians and the Americans take it all for themselves. The Chinese government had its eye on the legacy too. I got the film containing the legacy, and also the nuclear missile launch data from the Shagohod. 5 years ago, the Soviet Union stopped supplying us with nuclear weapons technology. Since then, China's Liandon easing, hydrogen bomb, and space rocket projects have fallen behind. But with this data, our country will be able to develop its own nukes. We'll create a deterrent force to rival those of the US and Soviet Union. Everything has gone according to plan, thanks to your help. I too am one of the philosophers. I'm an agent of the philosophers, a graduate of one of their charm schools. I was raised in a joint US-Soviet-Chinese facility to become a sleeper agent. This was before the war. Back then, they were collecting children from all over the world. As a result, I'm indistinguishable from a native-born American. So it didn't surprise me when you and Volgan couldn't tell the difference. But she knew right from the beginning. She knew because before the war, she was at one of the philosopher's schools too, as an instructor. The boss was the only one I couldn't fool. She was the only one who knew I was a fake. She told me everything. Why did she open her heart to me like that? At the time, I couldn't understand it. But now, I think I do. Snake. She wanted you to know the truth. She chose me to tell you. That's why she saved my life. I've lied to you so many times, but not this time. My orders from the government were to obtain the legacy.
It's bold to radio right in front of me like that.
Who knew the truth about what happened. In other words, I'm supposed to kill you.
Also, didn't her radio get fried by Volgan?
But I can't do it. Not because we loved each other. And not because you saved my life. But because I made a promise to the boss.
2 radios. How many of those things does she have? Because that one she just chucked in the fireplace too.
I just wanted you to know. And you have to live.
More radios are needed. How many was she carrying around? Because it's not like she had planned
Snake,
or had time to
listen
stop and
to
grab
me.
her spare one or
She
anything
didn't
at the
betray
finale.
United States. No, far from it. She was a hero who died for her country. She carried out her mission knowing full well what was going to happen. Self-sacrifice. Because that was her duty.
You are above even the boss. I hereby award you the title of Big Boss. You are a true patriot.
Someone like him to handle our top secret sneaking missions for us. A man who combines the qualities of a soldier and an agent.
The boss's defection was a ruse set up by the U.S. government. It
that
was
Jimmy
all a
Carter?
big drama staged by Washington.
No, I
so they
think
could
it's
get their
just,
hands on the philosopher's legacy.
Generic.
And the
Don't they
boss
call him
was the
Johnson?
star of the show. They planned it so that they could get the legacy that Colonel Volgin inherited and destroy the Shagohod at the same time. Only a legendary hero like the boss could have earned Volgin's trust.
I think they
Finding
just
out
call
what
him
the
President
philosopher's
Johnson in this
legacy
game.
was to be her greatest
Yeah.
mission. Everything was going according to plan.
Just generic president, man.
But then
Not a
something
real
happened
president.
that no one could have predicted.
Although we have had a
Colonel Volgin
President
fired
Johnson.
an American-made nuclear warhead at Sokolov's research facility. Khrushchev demanded that the U.S. government provide proof that it wasn't involved. They couldn't just abort the operation to steal the legacy. So the operation itself was greatly expanded and revised.
His name is John. John
The authorities
Johnson.
in Washington knew that in order to prove its innocence, they'd have to get rid of the boss. And that one
No,
of
I
their
don't think
own
it
would
is
do the
actually.
job.
Unless I'm just
Public
way
wouldn't be
off.
allowed to find
Wasn't
out about
Lyndon
it.
B. Johnson?
Not ever. This, they concluded, would be the best way to keep the whole thing under wraps.
That is him. I swear he didn't actually
Boss
look
wouldn't
like
be allowed to
him.
come back home alive. And she
It is
wouldn't
actually
be
Lyndon B.
allowed to
Johnson. What the fuck? Hold on.
Her life would be ended by her most beloved
having a moment.
disciple. That was the way the government wanted it. That was the mission she was given. And she had no choice but to carry it out.
It is him.
Her death at your hands was a duty she had to fulfill. Out of duty, she turned her back on her own comrades. A lesser woman would have been crushed by such a burden. The taint of disgrace will follow her to her grave. Future generations will revile her.
I had to look up the original President Johnson. They
In
totally
America
changed
as
his
a
face
despicable traitor with no sense of honor.
to make him actually
And
look
in
like
Russia
Lyndon
as a
B.
monster
Johnson.
who unleashed a nuclear catastrophe. She will go down in official history as a war criminal. And no one will ever understand her. That was her final mission. And like a true soldier, she saw it through to the end. But I think she wanted you, of all people, to know the truth. She wanted to live on, in your memory. Not as a soldier, but as a woman. But she was forbidden to tell you herself. And that's why she told me. Snake, history will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth. Her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
I hate the government. That's how I felt when I finished MGS3 for the first time. Doing that on screen too. I was gonna say my chat box does not know the salute emoji apparently. But no, they totally like I had to look up the original MGS3 Johnson, it doesn't look like him. The remake changed his face so that he actually looks like Lyndon B. Johnson. And I just never noticed until you guys brought it up, and I was like, no, he would have been around that time, wouldn't he? I was like, he was somewhere around the 60s, right? I had to look it up. And I guess it was always supposed to be him, but his face just didn't look like him. Also, here comes the copyright strike. God damn it, I forget every time. That's gonna be a pain in my ass to deal with tonight. Is it putting subtitles for the song? It is. I haven't played it with subtitles on in the credits yet, so that's new. It is a great song, though. It's the only Star Sailor song I know. It's probably fine. Maybe I should listen to their other stuff, because I love this song. Tell me you can skip. You can skip now. God bless Konami. I had to at least look. A big bus, a beautiful bus. That would be so good. She was a tremendous boss. Truly the greatest. I choked. That was I'm just imagining it. It's so good. The title's still fucked up. The title's not fucked up. I just chose the less recognized line, admittedly, because she says the same thing twice. But the first time she says the world, and then the second time she says history. I probably should have gone with history. Thank God you can skip the credits. That's not the issue. Have you even read it? No? What's wrong about it? I see it. I see it. I see it. Oh. I had to read it like 5 times. God damn it. I don't think. Hold on. Oh, it was on launch day. Okay. I thought it was that it had only just hit 1 million. Like yesterday when it came out. When that figure came out. But no, I guess that they waited a week to post and celebrate about 1 million sales. They say what you will about Konami. I say a lot. Something they don't get enough shit for is that their marketing is terrible. Because what? Why would they wait a week to celebrate the 1 million sales on launch day? Why would they not post that, like, the day after launch day? Takes time? No, the fuck it doesn't. FromSoft, every time they release a new Souls game, like, literally on the launch day, they'll put up a post being like, hey, we hit 3 million sales today. Because they have those metrics. They just, for some reason, because Konami has the weirdest way of approaching their marketing I've ever seen, waited a week to post that figure. Maybe they were waiting to hit like a higher milestone, but it slowed down a lot after launch day. And like the week after wasn't as big, so they just posted the launch day figure. I don't know. I don't know what the play was there. Just weird. Just weird. They must have sold 2 million by now. I would imagine if they hit 1 mil on launch day. But then I think, like, the game wasn't on Steam top sellers for very long. I can't speak above it. The new 2K, Path of Exile 2, No Man's Sky is doing a big sale, and that's above it. So I don't know. I don't know if it would have sold that fast, to be honest with you.
Grad and the Granin Research Facility have both been wiped out without a trace. I understand, sir, but they were necessary sacrifices. Yes, the CIA has taken care of the boss themselves. I believe the White House will be satisfied. Khrushchev is finished. Your time has finally arrived. Yes, the American president is relying on us to keep a lid on the whole affair. We've got him by the balls. It should make a valuable trump card in future negotiations. Yes, Chief Director, of course. I'll keep the KGB informed.
Yeah, I saw the spaceship stuff in No Man's Sky is now basically just what's it called has been marketing itself on for years. The one that's still in early access and has like $400 ships. Why can I not think of the name?
Accomplished her mission. The philosopher's legacy is now safely with us, in America's hands.
Star Citizen.
With this money,
Right?
yes, the philosophers can finally be
Yeah,
revived.
Star Citizen.
The film we handed the Chinese was a fake. Peking must be in an uproar right about now. I'm afraid so. Only half the money has made it back to the United States. The KGB must still have part of the legacy. Yes, the weapon has been reduced to ashes. That's right. Groznygrad has been obliterated by the Davy Crockett we brought in as well. Yes.
If this
that
game
was the
reaches
boss's
16
work,
million,
too.
how much you want to bet there will be MGS6? This game will not reach 16
Speaking
million.
of which, I've obtained something from Granin that you might find interesting. It's a revolutionary new
As much as I
attack
wish
system.
that it was
Perhaps it might just come in handy someday.
a more explosive release and
Yes,
like
we
had
have John
a ton of new
and
eyes
Snake
on
to
Metal
thank for
Gear
that.
and all that. That's not
First
what
Gen
this
believe
release
as
has
well.
been over the last week or so. It's
Yes,
been
they
like
bought
an
our story.
incredible release for Metal
I don't
Gear
think they'll make
fans,
a fuss.
but I'm not seeing a lot of new players
The secondary
hopping
alert
in
has
and
been
playing
lifted
Metal
as
Gear
well.
for the first time with this.
And the Soviets still haven't discovered my true identity. They have no idea that I've been triple-crossing them.
I don't want to talk over this whole thing.
I will continue my activities as a contact for the new government. Yes, it appears that no one knew that I was Adam. Of course, I'm always at the CIA's disposal, Mr. Director.
It was aimed at MGS fans in general. Yeah, which is an interesting approach. Definitely, though, I think they were just playing it safe and trying to get goodwill back from the Metal Gear fandom. 3 life bars of damage taken is not bad. On a perfectly non-lethal run. That's a fairly clean run of MGS3, at least by my normal standard. That's pretty clean. My playthroughs are normally a bit more of a mess than that. I forgot about this. It changes the main menu after you beat it. I like this menu a lot more. That's why I'm surprised that no one noticed it and called it out. I deleted my save files from recording for the review. Like, they were there, and then one day they were gone. And no one called it out. And it was because I was trying to get rid of this menu for stream. I was like, fuck, no, I can't have the completed game menu before I beat it on stream. I can't do it. Time on Euro Extreme. I don't think I could do it on Euro Extreme. Yeah, they made it an unlockable difficulty. I thought so. I couldn't remember. I think you have to beat extreme difficulty to unlock Euro Extreme now. If I wanted to do a hard mode run, I probably should have done it on new style. I'm sticking with normal. New Game Plus, though.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two. East and
Movie
West.
time again.
This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
I don't know the point of that. It's to prevent new players from going into difficulties that they shouldn't. Is the point of unlockable difficulties in games like this. Well, it can change in some games. like if you see, like Diablo 1 has 3 difficulties, right? It's got like the normal mode, the nightmare mode, and I believe it's called hell mode. But the difficulties are unlockable in Diablo 1, where like you can't play on nightmare until you have at least one character over level 20. And then
Soviet airspace.
I'm trying to remember, I think hell mode you have to be level 30 or higher. And that's because with something like ARPGs and Diablo specifically, those higher difficulties are literally balanced around the idea of you starting nightmare difficulty with a level 20 character. You're not supposed to start it at level 1. Same with hell mode. You're not supposed to start it until you have like a level 30 character. Because they're kind of built to be like new game plus modes.
Cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask.
Why not though? You don't want players to bounce.
Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
I like the legacy filter in this game a lot.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Oh. I got a pop-up for a software wanting to update. Did my mouse cursor appear on screen?
Sunrise.
They make the game louder, I swear.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off.
There have been a few times today that I'm like, wow, this got loud out of nowhere.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off.
But I really do like the new models and stuff with the original color grading. I like this filter a lot.
World's first Halo jump.
And funny enough, I didn't think it looked that different until I was editing my footage. And I saw the two, like, filter and non-filter versions side by side in my editor. And I was like, holy shit, when I just played the game and then, like, started a new run with the filter, I didn't really notice it that much. But side by side, it's like night and day. It's weird how different they are. But if you just do one and then do a whole other run in the other, it's kind of easy to not feel like they're that different. Why does Zero look kind of... He looks a little off. He's one of the faces I really don't like.
Finally given us the green light for the Virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the Virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
But with like Diablo or Borderlands
So
False
exactly
in those
is this
cases
wonderful mission?
with New Game Plus,
Well,
it's not just to play the same game
2
on a
years
harder
ago,
difficulty.
A certain Soviet
It's to
scientist
allow you to
requested
keep
a site
playing
in the West through
on a
one of
character
our
that you
mobs.
really like, in the event that you
His
do
name
have
is
one that you're like,
Nikolai
I want to keep
Stepanovich
playing and
Sokolov.
scaling up this character.
He's head of the
And it
OKB 754 design
scales the
unit,
game appropriately
Soviet's top secret
so that you can go back from the start,
and the
but with
East's
all the
foremost
enemies being
expert on
tougher
weapons
and dropping
development.
higher level gear
Sokolov.
and giving
Isn't
the
he that
appropriate
famous rocket
amount of
scientist?
XP and
The
everything
very
for
same.
where you are on that character.
On April the 12th, 1961,
It's basically just to give you
Soviets
stuff to
achieved
let you
first
keep
manned
playing
space
and
flight
building on,
in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
if that makes sense.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become
No.
the head of the newly established
Okay.
design bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau.
Got
That's
it.
quite a success story.
Just
so why
no.
do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
God, this hair.
Afraid.
Call it a
Telling you
crisis
any
of
day now.
conscience.
I have to.
And for that, he left his country and
I
his
have to get
family
an appointment at
behind
my
and went over the
barber. They're
fence.
always so busy.
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely
The
to
barber
west.
that I go to
We used a mole to
won
get
an
the family
award
out
like
first and
a
succeeded
couple
in
years
sneaking
ago
Sokolov over the Berlin Wall
for
shortly after.
being like the best barber in the
I was the one
cities,
who
like just in the
conducted the
whole metro
operation.
area.
The
And ever
security
since they won that
officers
award,
decided
they've
to
been
pull
so
back.
fucking busy.
Then
And like
what?
they are, they're a
We got Sokolov
phenomenal
over in one piece, but the
barber
whole
shop.
ordeal had left him
I've never been
exhausted,
to a better
and
one,
we checked him into
but
hospital in West Berlin.
they are so
2
busy.
weeks
I have
and
to
more than
schedule
600
like
miles
at
to get
least
from the research facility
a
of the
week
Soviet
out
Union to
whenever
Berlin.
I do want to get an
In no
appointment.
condition to say anything coherent.
You can't just go in and get your hair cut. It's crazy
It was only
there.
a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962.
I saw a streamer who
President
played
Kennedy
Delta
received
for the
word
first
that the
time,
Soviets
and
were
then
in
he
the
finished
process of
MGS
flying
1,
intermediate range
and is now
ballistic
starting
missiles
MGS
from Cuba.
2, and he still thinks that Solid
President
Snake
demanded
is Big
Soviets
Boss.
dismantle and remove the
Chat,
missiles.
do not play
Same
Metal
time,
Gear
he
in
announced a naval
chronological
blockade
order.
to prevent
Don't do
further
it.
missile shipments from reaching
This is
Cuba.
why you don't do it.
But the Soviets
Granted,
didn't back down. Instead,
that is
placing their
absolutely
armed forces
on that
secondary
streamer,
alert.
just
Soviet
not
transport ships carrying missiles continued on
realizing,
course towards Cuba.
but like at the
US
same
Soviet
time,
forces
this
went
is
on
the
alert
sort of
for all-out
confusion
nuclear war.
that trying to
Frantic
play
negotiations
chronologically in
were
Metal
conducted
Gear
with the UN's
notoriously
Emergency
causes.
Security Council and
Just
unofficial
don't do
channels
it.
to end the hair-trigger standoff.
And if you
Finally,
do
on
it,
October the 28th,
don't go from
the Soviet
3
Union
to
agreed
1.
to remove its missiles from Cuba.
Go from like
So the
3
world
to
avoided a
portable
nuclear
ops.
holocaust.
Or maybe Peace Walker if you're
But
going to
in order
skip
to get
something.
the
Maybe
Soviets to
3 to
pull their
Peace
missiles
Walker.
out,
I
we
could
had
live
to
with
make a
that.
deal.
You mean the one where
But
the
still,
US
just don't
agreed
do
to
it.
remove
Just don't do it.
IRBMs from Turkey?
No.
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic
Like to see an
value
MGS
whatsoever
game
to
set in
either the
Chernobyl.
US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence
It had
agencies around the world.
mechanics
So what did the
similar to
Russians
Stalker,
really
like getting
want?
exposed to radiation and
Sokolov.
hunger meter.
They
You
wanted
kind of
us to
have that
return
here. Just
Sokolov.
need a steeper curve.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
So you want Stalker with stealth.
That's right.
What the hell was he
Basically.
working on?
And I guess a Metal Gear
time, we
story,
had
because
no
the Stalker
idea.
stories are always very just like,
We were running out of time.
you know.
Was either give
They're
up
there to give
Sokolov
you a
or risk
reason to be
full-scale
there, but you're
nuclear
not
war.
playing
In
Stalker
end,
for the
we had
story.
no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand.
Do they think Snake is like 60 years
The
old in
next day,
MGS
I
1?
got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over
That's
to
so,
agents
like-
on the eastern side.
God damn it.
Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the
Did the
weapon
new
in
one get a
question under
multiplayer mod yet?
KGB's
The new
supervision.
Stalker?
What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
No.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears
No.
to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in
There's
the facility?
apparently a mod
No.
it like
according to our
download out there
intelligence,
that
he's
labels
in
itself as
Selino
that,
Yas.
but there's a whole Reddit
Yes,
thread of
mountains
everyone
about
being
3
like,
miles
don't
to the west,
download it,
known
it's
as the
just
Virgin
malware.
The Virgin
So
Cliffs.
apparently not.
Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still
Take
in
the risk.
research facility.
We got plenty of other.
This is
co-op
our last
games
chance.
to
Sokolov
go
must have
through.
known that too when he contacted us.
And if we're gonna mod them, you wanted to do Fallout, right? Like if we're gonna mod the co-op in, if we're gonna start putting in the effort for that sort of thing, you wanted to do Fallout. Stalker Misery mod? I haven't heard of that, no.
The
listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino-Yarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the West. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking.
What do you think about 4 at the very end of an MGS playthrough?
Once we've
Like,
confirmed
would you recommend playing it after 5?
A recovery balloon will be dropped.
Would I recommend it?
Helium will
No.
be pumped into the balloon to inflate
But,
it.
like,
The process takes about 20 minutes.
Could you do it that way? Sure.
Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm
I
familiar
think
with the
MGS
theory.
really is
Take it easy.
best experience
combat-proof.
just as it was told.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
Why is it 4 and not
The shock will
Roman
be less
numerals
than during a
4?
parachute
If
jump,
the
and
next
the
one
arm
is
can handle up to
Roman
500
numerals
pounds.
5? Because
So you're planning on going over
MGS
the border in a
5
single combat talent?
is also the MGS where you
She's
play
equipped
as
with two 6-barrel
Venom
20mm
Snake.
Vulcan
Cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
It's a little like
Sounds
play
like
on
she can hold her own
the
against a battalion
5,
of
but
tanks.
also the V for
With the
Venom.
fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
And it leads to
Only
me
time
still
for
getting
dinner.
comments to this day of people being like,
If
it's
anything
not
goes wrong,
MGS
you'll be
5,
eating
it's
dinner,
MGS V
breakfast,
because
and the rest
Venom.
of your meals in the jungle.
Meanwhile, Konami and all the promotional material was using the number 5 for things like the website addresses and links and stuff. And Kojima in interviews was saying MGS 5 out loud. But I still get those comments like nearly every day. So, thank you, Kojima. Weak answer? That is the answer. It's a play on V for Venom. Genuinely. That is the answer. He said he would change almost everything, including Liquid surviving the whole thing. What? Is that actually real? Kojima said that? If you made Liquid survive MGS1, you would have to rewrite the entire rest of the story from that point on. Like, MGS 2 and 4 could not have happened as they happened if Liquid was still alive.
Snake?
Oh, you don't like snakes?
Like, very obviously, Kojima regretted killing Liquid so soon.
In survival
That's
training.
no secret.
I'm glad to hear
But I
that.
feel like that's
I don't know
crazy.
if I'd ever order one.
That
in
is
person.
actual crazy
Be
talk.
careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major
Like
Tom.
MGS1 reimagined.
This will be a
That would
sneak
genuinely
mission.
lead us to having
Must
like
not
a
be seen by
whole
the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is
you
that
know how
clear?
like Resident Evil
This
has
kind
the
of
original
infiltration
canon
invokes
and the
units
remake
speciality.
canon, like current modern
However,
Resi canon,
weapons and equipment are procured
where like
on site.
original canon
That
is the
goes for food as
PS1
well.
trilogy
You're completely naked
plus
just
Code
as your name
Veronica,
implies.
Great.
and then 4, 5, and
Now
6,
somebody asks
right?
me if I like snakes.
OG4,
I suppose
RE5,
calling
and
a snake
6.
was your idea of a joke,
But now we
too.
have like modern Resi canon,
Reason for that, I'll tell you
which
later
is
when the time
the
right.
remake version of events
Getting
for
back to
1
the
through 4,
subject,
as opposed to their
exactly am I
originals,
supposed to feed myself?
plus Code Veronica 5, 6, 7, and 8.
You'll also find some medical
We would end up
supplies
having one of those for Metal Gear if he were to make
Not
that big of a
bad.
change to
I lost it in a
MGS1.
tree on the way down.
There would be like the original timeline and the new
Well,
timeline,
Better go back
basically.
and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
Unless unobtainable, I too believe in playing in release order because that's literally how the OG people did. Yeah, what I always say isn't even just that's how people originally played it. The way that I always like to put it is that's how the creators told that story. So like you could go chronological order, but even if you do that, you're stepping outside of the intended storytelling experience of the creators, if that makes sense. Ah, legacy style. Okay. Was asking for more money, and Konami wasn't willing to budge, so workarounds had to be made. I haven't heard of that before. Like, this is genuinely the first I've ever heard of that. Oh, that's right. The controls are similar, but different. Leaning left and right in first-person view, you do with the left thumbstick, which in the original is the stick that you aim with, but now you look around and aim with the right thumbstick. The controls are... They mimic the original controls, but they're weird in Legacy style in this game. You hold down on the right thumbstick to peek up instead of holding both triggers down. All sorts of weird shit. You can understand the story, though it's much harder that way. Yeah. For Kingdom Hearts, if you play through it chronologically, you're setting yourself up for failure. I kind of feel that way about MGS as well, because, like, you can understand it. You're not setting yourself up for failure in terms of understanding, to clarify. But, like, things that would have much more gravity, particularly them talking about the twins as much as they do in, like, Peace Walker and the Phantom Pain, and kind of the weight that that carries, is gone if you play in chronological order. Like, it doesn't really carry any weight if you haven't played MGS 1, 2, and 4 yet, right? Because you have no clue why the twins are such a big fucking deal. They talk about them as being like world-ending, and you're like, I don't know, it seems kind of okay, actually. Doesn't seem that bad. Oh, I talked over the fucking YouTube poop, my bad.
And press the enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer.
He came back for Twin Snakes. He also came back for 2.
Survival is fundamental to this mission.
And I don't know if he came back for 4 or not, just because I can't remember.
Too low, it'll affect your performance.
I don't think he did.
You won't be able to shoot,
but maybe he did. But
and your wounds won't heal.
He was back for 2.
Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local
now I have to look.
Fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or
he wasn't in 4. I didn't think so, because I don't remember him doing like the liquid voice very much in 4.
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time.
It was kind of just Ocelot talking the whole time in 4.
Reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
No, he was in 4.
Own weapons and equipment?
He's credited for MGS 4.
Solo covert actions
and he also apparently voiced Liquid in the digital graphic novel in 2013.
No weapons, equipment, footprints.
For both 1 and 2, MGS 1 and 2, he voiced characters in both. He voiced Liquid and Master Miller in both.
There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia.
So he was still working with Konami at least up until 2013.
Anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost.
Did he voice Liquid Ocelot? He voiced Liquid Snake is his credit.
The military and US
I don't remember which scene the full Liquid voice came out during. Which is why I questioned if he was in it to begin with, but he is credited for MGS 4.
SAS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if
you only played numbered games. Well, Kingdom Hearts is also so fucked with, like,
fooling them into
requiring you
thinking
to
they're
play
dead.
the
So how do I
super
connect to
grindy live
Take the
service
revival pill.
literal
Thing
Adobe
was
Flash
food
Player
for the
game
mission?
That's
that
the
then
one.
got turned into a
Be
mobile
careful.
game with a
If you
later
remain in a
port
state of
in
full
order
step
to be
with
able
your
to
goal,
understand
nothing will be able to bring you
the
back.
shit that goes down
That.
I'll keep it
in the
mind.
entry that's supposed to
Said
be
this
like
was a
the
solo
big
mission.
finale of the whole
Right.
storyline up to
I
that
guess
point.
That means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely
Oh,
in
from
your
a
hands.
flashback.
Real
Okay.
one-man army.
They would still have
Relax,
to credit
there's a
for that, so
support
that
team
makes
ready
sense.
to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the
If you
support
play in
team will be
release
in
order,
charge
except
of
play 4
monitoring
as the
your
last
physical
one, I think
condition,
that would work.
acting as a
I mean,
mental
even playing in
service,
chronological
as well as
order
recording your
works.
mission
They
data.
all, like, playing in any order
Alice
can
as
work.
well, and she's here on the
But I
guidance
don't
bridge.
like ending on 4 after everything
Hello,
else
Snake.
either.
I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Because 4 is a great ending.
As
but-
a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real
Peace
name?
Walker and MGS5
My
do a
name
lot
is
of...
John Doe.
And they call you Jack
Um,
for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
They make a
My name
lot of
means nothing
changes
on the
to Big
battlefield.
Boss as a
After
character.
week, no one has a name.
Those 2 games.
What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Changes that I'm
I wasn't joking, but I'll
very
tell you
outspoken
now,
about
you
not
managed to make it
liking.
back alive. My
And
currency is 145
that also I
175.
feel kind of
She's
take
also in
away
charge
from
of
the
recording
ending
your
of
mission data.
MGS4.
Whenever you want to save, send a message over
Like,
the
what makes
reserved save
MGS4's
frequency,
final scene so powerful kind of is Big
So
Boss
say
being
you
such
watch
an
me record my
irredeemable
mission data.
bastard.
That's right. It also
But then
records the state of
Peace
your
Walker
health.
and 5
know.
really do a
There's one
lot
more person I want
to try to make him
introduce,
more of like a sympathetic villain
Speaking of Snake,
instead of just straight up
remember the
evil
boss, don't
villain
you? A legendary soldier and your
like he
mentor.
was prior to
Actually, it
Peace
was the
Walker.
boss that got the DCI's authorization in the
He
first
was,
place.
I guess, somewhat sympathetic
serving
in
as
that you
Fox's
could
mission
understand why
advisor.
he went there because of
Boss
like
is-
MGS3
She also
and
helped me
Portable
plan
Ops,
this mission. She and I
but
wrote
he was still
SAS
like
together.
evil.
Jack,
Then
is that
Peace
you?
Walker started
How many years
rewriting
has it
a lot
been?
of his character, and 5 took that a lot further.
That's right. It's me. Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
Why is he evil?
It's
Prior
been
to
5
them
years,
changing him,
72 days and
he was
18
like a
hours.
legit terrorist,
You've lost weight.
like
You
raiding
can
nuclear
tell just by the
weapons,
sound of my voice.
controlling
Of
world
course I do.
resources.
I know all about
He trained child soldiers to fight
Well,
for
I don't
him.
know anything about you.
He didn't give a shit. He would
What's that
literally,
Why'd you
like,
disappear on me
I
all
can't
of a
remember where it comes
I
from.
was on a
I think
top
it's
secret
Metal
mission.
Gear 2. MSX Metal Gear 2.
But there were
That
still
it
so many
mentions,
things I wanted you to teach me.
That all of the children
I taught
on
you
base
everything you needed to know about
were
fighting techniques.
taken from
I
like
taught you
local
all I could.
villages.
The rest
And then you
needed to learn
realize
on
that
your
all
own.
of the local villages
Techniques, sure.
that would have been
What about how to
destroyed
think
by
like a
war
soldier?
were destroyed
How to think
by
like a
Big
soldier?
Boss and his
I can't teach
forces
you that.
when they took over the country.
A soldier needs to be strong in spirit,
So they literally
body,
went
and
into these
technique.
places, like,
The only thing you can learn
killed the
from
local
someone else's
population,
technique
left the kids
is
alive,
technique
and
doesn't
took
mean
them to
anything.
train them up as
Most
soldiers.
important is spirit.
But then
Spirit and
Peace Walker
body
and
are two
MGS5
sides
do a
of
lot of
single
changing
coin.
to that.
They're the same thing.
And particularly like the
can't
child
teach you
soldier
everything.
one in the
You'll
Phantom
just
Pain.
have to figure it out for yourself.
They
Listen
just
to me,
totally
Jack.
retcon
Just
all
because
that
soldiers are on the same
and make
side
him
right now
strongly
doesn't mean
morally
they'll
opposed to
always
child
win.
soldiers, and he would
Having
never do
personal
it.
feelings about your comrades
But
is one of the worst sins you can
prior
commit.
to that, he was
Politics
totally
determine who
different.
you face on the battlefield.
They changed him a
Politics
lot
are
in
living
Peace Walker and
thing.
5.
They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might
Like a
be
lot.
tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told
So
you,
I don't know.
Jack.
I feel like
I was
4
on a
wouldn't
top
hit as hard as
secret
it
mission.
typically
A soldier
would
has
if
to
you
follow
actually
whatever
ended on
orders
it.
he's given.
It would
It's
work,
not his
but it
place to
wouldn't
question
hit the
why.
same
But
way,
you're
if
looking
that
for
makes
a reason
sense.
to fight. You are a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a
He is still a
career
bastard, he just does it off
soldier. Right
screen.
and wrong have no place in his mission.
Even then,
He has
though,
no enemies,
like, I
no
don't think he
friends,
does anything bad in
only
5
the mission.
off screen.
You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get.
Yeah,
the job
he ends
done.
up becoming more
I don't think
anti-hero
about
than villain
politics.
in Peace Walker
That's
and
not the same
MGS5,
thing.
whereas prior to that,
Sooner
he
or
was
later,
just
your
villain.
conscience is going to bother you.
There was no, like,
You
questioning
have
it,
to
really.
choose whether you're going to live as a soldier
He
or
had
just
this
as a
game,
man
MGS3, where he was
There's
just
a
the
saying,
hero,
Orient, loyalty
And then Portable Ops, he was like kind of anti-hero, but it was almost like reluctant anti-hero, where he was helping only because he kind of had to if he wanted to get out of it.
To die for them if necessary.
The president
And
the
then-
top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up,
Yeah,
others
Peace
will
Walker
take
and
their
5
place.
changed him even
I
more.
follow the will of the leader.
They made him
no
more
matter who's in
sympathetic with
charge.
each
People
big
aren't
boss
the ones
game
who
that they
take
gave
decisions.
us,
Then who does?
which I have really not loved over time.
People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country.
Because even
So there's
5,
no
like,
such thing as an enemy in
Venom
absolute
could be
terms.
seen as like the
The
single
enemies we
most
fight
fucked up
are
thing
only
he ever
enemies
did,
in relative terms,
but that wasn't even
constantly
him.
changing with the times.
That was Zero. He didn't have any say in that. He just kind of went along with it after it was all said and done, and like had already been put into motion for him.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
It's just
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a
Was he
favor.
recruiting the children or just kidnapping kids and giving them Stockholm Syndrome?
Oh,
I
right.
think kidnapping
Your
them.
codename is Snake.
I would have to imagine, because the MSX games don't go into too
That's
much
right.
detail. They
The
kind of
only
leave
unit
you
that the
to
boss put together during World War II was a snake. The
connect
code
the
ring,
dots, so to
a group
speak.
of heroes that brought the war to an end
But it's like I
and
said,
saved
like
the
he
world.
has all these children that
Legendary
are
hero
described
backing
as
you up,
being
you'll be fine.
from like
Is that
local
right,
villages and stuff that were destroyed in
I
war.
can't think of anyone else I'd rather have.
And then you realize that that war would have been his forces coming in and taking that country by force. So like they would have destroyed the villages and left these children orphans and then taken them in to train them.
Urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the
So it's never stated directly, but if you start connecting the dots, it's pretty pretty dark.
CQC. Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably
Always
pretty
protects them.
rusty.
Even then, like Chico is technically a child soldier, but like he's adamant that Chico will never pick up a gun and go out to fight.
Where are you?
Like he takes care of Chico, he protects him,
Boss is communicating with us by
but
radio from aboard a permit-class submarine in
he
the Arctic Ocean.
genuinely like forbids him from going out and actually fighting. The most he lets him do is help gather intel for them.
Gotcha.
I don't
Your
even
mission is to
agree with
retrieve
Chico
Dr.
being a
Sokolov.
child soldier. I feel like it's a
Dr. Sokolov is
mislabel
being
for what
held
he
in
ended
an
up
abandoned
being.
factory located to the north of your current position.
Although to be fair, in one cutscene he does call him
Don't let
Little
anyone
Soldier,
see you.
but
Don't forget that this is a
Chico
secret
never
mission.
actually fights at any point.
Snake.
He never
try to
becomes a
remember some
soldier.
of the basics of CQC.
He gets to help, which is like morally dubious, but not like evil.
Commencing Virtuous mission now.
Whereas, yeah, Metal Gear 2, like even outside of just context clues and stuff, he will outright say things like, we create war because we need it, we want it, we enjoy it. Once you've experienced battle, life feels dull without it. Like, he says shit like that where he's just totally lost it. Genuinely, like, he's fully off the hinges and just fighting and killing purely because he wants to. And he's bored if he's not. But then, yeah, as Kojima did more big boss games, he came to like the character more. So he started making him more sympathetic. And I guess morally gray. Like, yeah, he does bad things, but not for bad reasons. And I've never liked that. I feel like 3 was great in the way that 3 approached it. Where it was like pre-villain arc, and you see why he would maybe go down that route, but you can still recognize that he went way too far off the deep end eventually. Peace Walker and 5, I think, just damaged that character a lot. Going evil just makes sense. Yeah. But even then, yeah, like I just don't like that they made it not evil over time. Whereas like you play I almost said MGS. You play Metal Gear 2 And there's no questioning if he's evil or not. He's just super fucked in the head. Did he like her? Kojima says that there was never anything romantic between them. But there are lines in MGS3 that, granted, I really want to play MGS3 in Japanese at some point. Because it could be localization stuff. Like weirdness with the localized versions of the script. But... Sorry, what was I saying? Oh, the boss thing. ADHD kicked in. I heard the ding and just lost it. In the English script, there's a lot of, like, weird lines where they'll say things like, the boss wanted to be remembered by Snake, by Big Boss, as a woman. Or they'll talk about how it went deeper, even, than your typical man and woman relationship. And it's just a lot of stuff that you're kind of like, did they fuck? They have to have fucked. But Kojima outright says all the time, whenever he gets asked about it, that they didn't. And that's not what he intended at all. And it was more like meant to be just describing how deep a soldier's bond would be. Like how close you become with someone after fighting alongside them on the battlefield. And then they say shit like that. And I'm sort of like, what? Which is why I want to play it in Japanese at some point. I'm very curious if it's a localization thing. Because Metal Gear does have a lot of localization weirdness over the years. Some games in this series, notoriously, Kojima hated their English scripts. And actually, the biggest one that he's talked the most on in that regard is he really heavily dislikes the script of Metal Gear Solid 1 in English because of how much it changes from his original version. Whereas for most people, like, MGS1 is one of the strongest stories and they've only ever played it in English. Right? So it's kind of funny, but Kojima, more than the rest of them at least that he's spoken on, really, really hates the MGS1 English localization. Like, he's said frequently before that he wishes they got, like, a different localizer. He wishes that that's not the experience people had with MGS1, etc. So, I do want to play, honestly, all of the Metal Gear games in Japanese at some point. Because I'm way too curious about, like, where all those little changes were made. And how they compare to the original story.
I spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a
He
violation
greenlit
of
Twin
international
Snakes,
law.
though. That's also true.
Can't let the
And
Kremlin
valid to
find out
bring
that
up.
The CIA and the American government are involved.
Although I imagine at that point, it's sort of just like,
Don't engage them in battle.
well, we can't change the whole script of the game.
Mission. Got that?
Like, people are already so in love with this version overseas that, like, we can't just rewrite the whole thing.
Success of the mission depends on
Right?
how well you use your camouflage.
I do wonder how that
Choose your
went.
Camouflage by selecting camouflage from the survival viewer. The uniform option lets you pick your uniform.
You guys want to play Metal
while the
Gear in
face
Japanese
option
on
lets
stream?
you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in
Because
with
I
the
say these
surroundings
things like I need to play them in Japanese, but then when am I gonna
Also,
put
don't forget that
put time aside to play through all the MGS games again
Just stand up and run
in
around
a different
like a
language?
You're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak
Do it
by
now?
without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index.
If you
The
tell
camo
us what's
index shows
happening,
how well your current camouflage blends in with the
that's
surrounding
gonna be a
area.
shit show.
The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key
With
is to
Japanese
make
text
yourself
too.
one with
I would
nature.
have to for
Keep
most
that in
of
mind
them
as you
because
go
Master
along,
Collection
okay?
has the Japanese versions in there, but they're in totally separate EXEs because of how many changes were made. Can I actually? What? What? Okay, that's kind of goofy. I guess if I change this is Japanese. But then I was expecting it to also say it in Japanese there. Okay, it is changed. Delta does just have it. This is always the best part of changing a Japanese game from English back into Japanese and then seeing how much English or how little English was in the Japanese version. Because you'd be shocked.
Snake, 草むらがあるのか?
It just works.
どんな草むらだ?
ただの草むらだ。特に怪しいところは。
いいから調べてみろ。
かなり密生した草むらだ。草の丈は腰くらいだな。
草むらへ分け入って報復すれば草むらの中へ潜むことができるぞ。この時カメラは自動的にイントルードカメラになる。立ち上がりたくなったらもう一度姿勢変更ボタンを長押しすればいい。姿勢変更ボタンを短く押せばその場でしゃがみの状態になる。草むらに隠れつつ様子を伺いたい場合は。
I don't like the D-pad. What controller do you use? Is it a D-pad problem or just you're too used to the thumbstick problem?
それを言うためにわざわざ調べさせたのか?
そうだ。重要な情報だろ?
そうだな。
続けていいか?
ああ。
草むらに潜んでいても音を立てれば敵に居場所を悟られてしまう。敵が近くにいる場合は移動スティックの倒し方を少しにしてゆっくり移動するようにするんだ。
YouTube Poop JP edition too? No. What I said O2 was above the buttons, like where it had the A button. It said things like A button being the stance button, essentially, like the change stance button, or left stick being like the move. It had like little kanji above it to describe what those inputs were. And that's where I was like, oh, what the fuck? That was what had caught me off guard there. Thank God I could not read that kanji. That said ego, but I could not read it. Thank God there are only 2 languages. We would have been there for a minute. Hold on. Where am I? I was a little disoriented reading chat there. All right. Fun distraction, but that's for another time. I was just curious if it was that easy to flip between them in Delta. And it is. Thought we weren't playing Silk Song. I don't even know what the bug juice does, to be real with you. That's an item that I've just picked up a million times and never used. Oh my god, it keeps hornets and leeches off of you? Bro, I should have used the bug juice before. Can you understand a lot? Or, well, I'm N4. Like, I can pass the N4. But for games, N4 translates to maybe understanding, like, half. And then maybe a little more than that, but...
Cole likes rimming.
More than... I would say it's about half in terms of just straight up being able to understand it. But then the other maybe like 10-ish% that I can understand is largely just context clues, in all honesty. and being able to understand things around the bits that I don't understand. Remember, you need to be ready for Drakengard 1 through 3. I forgot that you wanted me to do that. Yeah. If anyone hasn't heard, False acquired herself like all 3 Drakengard games on physical copies in Japanese. They are Japanese discs of Drakengard. Hold on now. And she wants to play them in Japanese, but she wants me to sit there and tell her what's happening. And I just have to be like, okay. Is he finally doing Drakengard? Fuck no. Dude, I don't want to have to talk about those stories on a YouTube video. Like, do you know how much dancing around stuff I'm gonna have to do if I talk about the subject material of the Drakengard games, particularly? Like, Nier is pretty okay. Nier is alright. But, bro, Drakengard, like, even just the first one, what the fuck? I know a lot about them story-wise from her. She's a fan for some reason. And what the actual fuck? Like, is Yoko Taro okay? Is he? Do not encourage people to learn Romaji, don't you dare. Do not encourage people to learn just with Romaji. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no. Because here's the thing. You can learn how to read kana in, like, 3 days. Like, yeah, you can learn a little bit faster if you just skip it and use Romaji. But it takes, like, 3 days to learn how to read Japanese. Kanji is a whole other story. But I don't want to read, I just want to listen. If you can't read, your comprehension is going to be so far behind once you do get there, and you're going to have to go back and learn it at some point anyway. Do not, in this chat, encourage people to not learn how to read. Oops. Uh-oh.
No, wait.
Give me that tape. Oh my god, I already had that tape too. it like disintegrate. Man, why do they still carry it around and have it pop and everything? All right. Embrace illiteracy. Yeah, like you'll be able to understand spoken word. But even then, I would never recommend skipping kana and kanji, because kanji, as much of a pain in the dick as it is, and it is seriously the biggest pain in the dick, like, no joke, it is. But kanji, it's kind of understood that you'll just pick up kanji as you learn the rest of the language. Like, basically, the progression of learning Japanese from the very beginning, in broad strokes, is like, step 1, learn the kana. There's like 40 of them, learn them. They're not hard. They seem hard at first, but once you've got them, they're so easy. They're not that bad. And the only tricky shit is like when you're learning right at first and you've got shit like ro and ru, which look both like a 3, but then the difference is ro has just like the 3, and then ru has like the 3 with the little squiggly tail at the end. And shit like that will fuck you up for like a day. But then you're good. And like, you just clear that hurdle early on, And then you can read like half of the Japanese that's put in front of you by the time you're like 3 days in to studying it. It's so little effort for so much reward. And not needing to go back and learn how to read later on and like rewire the way that you think about the language is so beneficial as well. Also, we're killing bitches this run. Absolutely. We did a whole non-lethal run. Now everyone dies. I want an apple.
Who's that?
Oh. Legacy camera. I can't run around the way I'm used to. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ow. Zigzag. Beat his ass. Is no one around? Oh, no one's around. It was going just slowly enough that I thought there was still like one enemy somewhere. I can write everything down in Romaji and then translate it using Google. But what do you get out of that? Writing in Romaji. I remember this guy did a Yakuza 7 review before the English localization and had a phone set up on a tripod facing the screen, auto-translating all the text. That's incredible, actually. That's really... That is such a weird approach, but, like, at the same time, that works. Oh, the new controls. Different controls. I gotta readjust now. It's not how I would have thought to do it. But if it works. Ooh. Okay, he's gone. Clear out, boys. Coming through. Oh. So you guys know how insane all the Metal Gear lore ends up being? Like all of it, right? You ever consider that everything that happens in Metal Gear, like all of it, could have been entirely avoided had the CIA just not doubled up its operations of the boss and Naked Snake at the same time during the Virtuous mission? Like, had they not made that one little weird slip where for some reason they thought sending Snake in while the boss is doing all of her shit here, like her fake defection and all that, they could have just avoided like everything had they not. Had they simply not. I love the butterfly effect. I mean, seriously, you ever think about that? That was the one mistake that led to all of the Metal Gear craziness that happened down the line, was just the CIA decided to run those two operations on top of each other, like same time, same location, and just hoped that they wouldn't end up conflicting at all. Which was a bit of a crazy thing to hope when you think about it. That the two of them wouldn't run into each other. It led to everything in the entire timeline going to shit.
The abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump.
Shit like that historically happened. It's true, but it is just wild to sit here and be like, yeah. Had they not just sent both of them into the same area at the same time,
I wonder how many are inside.
it would have been fine. Because, like, the entire reason that the boss has to die is because of Volgin learning of Naked Snake's operation and retaliating by firing off the Davy Crockett right when he gets it, which then leads to Snake needing to go back and kill the boss. And then that leads to him becoming Big Boss and becoming the villain.
And one more thing, Snake.
All of this shit spirals because of this one scheduling conflict.
I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Oops. I still fucking muscle memory myself into, what's it? Oh, I have all my camos. That's right, we're doing New Game Plus. Should I forbid myself? Because the Patriot, I kind of sat there and was like, okay, no, that's maybe a little too much to whip out the Patriot during my lethal run. Oh, man. I did just see that Perfect Stealth did a whole Foxhound run with the white tuxedo on. That's awesome. I saw he also did one with the gold suit on. The US wanted Volgin to fire the nukes, so that's why they sent Snake. No. Volgin firing the nukes was the part of it that was not planned and sent everything out of control. That was, what's it? The variable that they weren't expecting. I'm very tempted to just New Game Plus the shit out of this with all that stuff. Because, like, I do want to just do a legit, like, normal Legacy style playthrough. But because I did start it in New Game Plus and I have all of this here to choose from, I'm so tempted. Like, I've never played through the bulk of MGS3 with the sneaking suit available, right? That's cool. I'm tempted by that. And then, like, I've got the pre-order bonuses that I haven't touched at all yet. Like, the Peace Walker suits that seem awesome. I love the Peace Walker sneaking suit. It's cool as fuck. Or maybe they gave it to him because they hoped Volgin would use it on the base to begin with. Maybe. But as they explain it in-game, Volgin firing the Davy Crockett was the... What's that? The thing that they were hoping wouldn't happen. And that's what sent everything spiraling out of control and led to Operation Snake Eater even needing to happen. So tempting. Also, like, shit like Naked Woodland. Being able to do the shirtless, like, Rambo-looking outfit and actually get some good concealment out of it in the woods. As tempting as it all is, I will resist for now. At the very least. Maybe I could just do a shits and giggles run using all the New Game Plus slash, what's it? Slash. Oh. No bullet drop. I'm too used to the bullet drop being a thing. We're on Legacy style. Pre-order bonus. That's what I was trying to say. New Game Plus slash pre-order bonus items. White tuxedo only run. Perfect Stealth beat me to it. Someone called me the biggest brain rot they've ever seen in Tekken 8. He was cosplaying as Virgil too. Well, every Asuka player I've seen has had major brain rot on Tekken 8, so I understand. I'm kidding! I'm kidding. Before the diehard Asuka fandom comes at me. I'm also mandating no crouch walk for the Legacy run. I will not. Last night, I played a little Gears Reloaded multiplayer while I was taking a break from work. This was during False's stream. If you were in False's stream last night while I was playing Gears, I went in there to tell her about it because it was just a funny interaction. But I had a guy get really fucking pissed at me on Gears Reloaded last night because I killed him with the Lancer from like cross map. Like he was holding this cover with a sniper and I didn't want to just run out across the whole fucking map at him and get my head blown off. So I Lancered back at him. I downed him, killed him. And he got so pissed and was messaging me. He's like, bro, we use Lancers in socials now? What is this? What is this? What if you want to sweat, go sweat on ranked, pussy. Don't bring it onto my socials. I was just like, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Why are there two of them right there? Hello? Oh no. God damn it, I'm on controller. Speaking of sniping. What did he message on? In the in-game text chat. Isn't the spread awful? Not in Gears 1. There's no bloom on the Lancer in Gears 1. What the fuck? I tried to like lean. Oh yeah, okay, I guess you can't. Don't you radio. Don't you do it. You see that, chat? Perfect stealth. That's what they call me. There's an in-game text chat? Yeah, because I don't have my Xbox logged in. So I can't get, like, personal messages, like, straight to my inbox on Gears, because I didn't sign in with my Xbox account. I'm just playing it on Steam. Perfect or stealth? Whoa, 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 whoa. I can't take such a title. This guy is doing like Foxhound runs in the gold camo suit and like the white tuxedo and shit. I think his stealth is more perfect. He's also been playing Metal Gear way longer than I have. I'm like incredibly average stealth. Moderate stealth. That's what they call me. Moderate amounts of stealth. No bullet drop feels crazy after being so used to it from playing New Style a lot. I heard him say he had like 7 to 8K hours on MGS3 alone across all versions. I absolutely believe it.
You must be Sokolov.
And no specific rank or anything. I'm just playing.
One of Vulcan's men. You'll never get it from me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
I'm not perfect good. He's perfect good.
It means he's a man of his word.
I saw his gold camo video fucking pop off, by the way. Because Perfect Stealth and I, 2 weeks ago, had basically the exact same amount of subs. Now he's like 2K ahead of me.
Thunderbolt.
And it's because his Foxhound Run videos are going crazy. Yeah, his gold camo only Foxhound Run is at 170k views.
Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis
Good for him,
2 years
dude.
ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy
That's
of
insane.
peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities,
Whenever
Khrushchev
possible. Oh
has
yeah,
managed
because
to
like
suppress
bosses and
the
stuff you have to
opposition
shoot.
so far. But the failure of his agricultural
CQC only does
policies
sound
has
interesting.
put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power.
His bid for power.
The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent
Oh yeah, and False
capturing me.
False is streaming tonight. She's playing the rest of Firewatch on her Twitch.
Killing me in the process, or so it would seem.
I wonder why they didn't use Fox Engine. As far as what we know, which we don't know anything like definitive, but as far as we can tell, the majority of Konami's staff who knew how to use the Fox Engine is now gone. And it was allegedly, according to a couple of accounts, pretty difficult to develop within. Like, it was a powerful engine, but kind of hard to work within.
From my mentor.
So, having lost most of their experts on the engine, and just not really using it as much. And then big options like UE5 are out there, which are very well known, very easy to work within, and just as powerful, if not more powerful, than the Fox Engine. Because keep in mind, the Fox Engine is like 13 years old now. I think the first Fox Engine retail game was from 2013.
Major, this is
it's kind of an engine that would be nice if they could use it, but it seems like circumstances don't allow them to use it easily, if that makes sense.
What about the sentries?
Like, it would be more effort than it's worth to
but no one will know
try to
we
use
were
it.
involved.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
And I think this is one of the stronger UE5 titles recently, aside from the console shit show. Like, I don't know what happened. Ground Zero was 2013. Ground Zeroes wasn't the first retail product in the Fox Engine. It was some soccer game. It was 2014, Ground Zeroes. But there was a game that came out well before Ground Zeroes in the Fox Engine. And it was literally just like some soccer game developed by Konami. Because a lot of people think of the Fox Engine as being like Kojima's engine, but that was never the case. It was 2013, I'm pretty sure. No, it was 14, because Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain were 1 year apart. Was it PES? Pro Evolution Soccer. Hold on. There's a better way for me to look at this. Yes, it was Pro Evolution Soccer 2014, which was released in 2013 because, you know, sport game naming conventions. Man, it's wild how little they used this engine. Like, actually. They used it for Pro Evolution Soccer, MGS, Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain, and Survive, and PT. And those were the only games that were ever made with the Fox engine. By the way, they made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Pro Evolution Soccer games in the Fox engine. But the last time they ever put out a game with it was 2020.
What's a crew soldier doing here?
Soldier?
PES 2014 was also pretty dog shit because they didn't really know how to use the engine.
That's major.
I wouldn't know, but that sounds about right.
Don't you forget it.
I still have PT. I've said this so many times. Everyone is so excited for PS4 emulation because it's going to bring Bloodborne to PC and like make Bloodborne run better and be more accessible. I think the best thing that will come out of PS4 emulation is that everyone will be able to play PT. Like, original, actual PT will be accessible again. I think that's going to be the biggest deal coming out of PS4 emulation. Way more than, like, Bloodborne. Because Bloodborne, it's great to see it getting, like, a performance boost and stuff, obviously. It makes the game way easier to enjoy. But, like, PT legitimately cannot be downloaded and enjoyed even on a PS4. Unless you just had it from when it came out. Haven't they already got it working? I don't know. I'm very out of the loop on the PS4 thing because it's not really all there yet. So I'm kind of just waiting. PS4 emulation thing, I mean. This is the part where Ocelot falls in love with Snake. It is the best bromance in Metal Gear. And then he starts kissing Snake's son down the line, which is a little weird, but we let it fly for some reason.
Take cover.
Hello, Siege. This is a good topic to come in on. Have you done the Paradox? Not in Delta, but we did it in OG3, like right before this came out. He what? To be fair, his son was like what?
Boss, are you?
I'm good at math. 50 years old at that point? But still a bit weird to be smooching on the son of the man who made you realize. I'm not gonna go that far.
What is that stance?
I'm not.
Huh. That gun.
A little kiss between the homies.
If you're not the boss.
Why this bitch just meow? This is the best part of streaming Metal Gear games always. Is we all sit here and we act like everything that's happening is normal. Us being the people who have played Metal Gear, and then people who have never seen Metal Gear come by and they're like, what the fuck is going on?
Major, leave it.
I've read worse. Oh, I know you have. He meows because he's an ocelot. Of course. Man, you know, this game's really pretty, but it makes my PC give off a lot of heat. It is fucking warm in here.
You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you?
How many FPS you get? Isn't it just 60? Yeah, 60.
But testing a technique you've only heard
For some
about
reason, they
and
capped the
found
game's
wasn't
frame
very
rate at
smart.
60.
You were asking to have your gun jammed.
Like on PC.
Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
Puke on his face is crazy.
That was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty.
Don't tell me there's like an interaction for it. It's 60 and it burns. Why is my mouse cursor on the screen? Hello?
Do you read me?
I read you.
Oops. Whoa. My bad. What did I do?
Something between
There
the
we go.
KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgans.
No, I know how to make him throw up. I was just wondering if there was like an interaction if you did it. Or if it was just to be
Sounds like
funny.
this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the
But yeah,
whole
they made
thing
Ocelot
stinks.
look more like he does when he's older, like later in the series, with the more pointed face.
We're counting on you.
Like MGS3, he has such a square head shape. But in Delta, they gave him a very round face. Or sorry, in Delta, they gave him a very pointed face. Words. Hold on. What, was that not good enough? Not enough spin? What do you mean? Try this again. I'll go for longer, I guess. That's gotta be plenty, right? A little more? Just to be sure? That's gotta be plenty. There. No, nothing happens. Faster. That's as fast as it gets. Take it or leave it. Ew. That one's for free. I forgot to put the thing up, now that you mention it. The thing that I've been doing for Delta just to be funny. I forgot we were doing that. You, UE5, don't you even. This game has been getting praised for taking UE5 and making it not look like UE5. Like, that's been one of the most common praises of Delta so far. Is being an Unreal Engine game that doesn't have that, like, trademark Unreal Engine look to it, where you just glance at it and you're like, yep, Unreal.
Calm down.
Everyone's been like, I don't know how they made it look so Metal Gear within UE5.
Look.
And it runs better than most UE5 games. It does run a lot better than most UE5 games on PC. On the consoles, Delta has been a mess, which is really weird considering it runs pretty well on PC. Again, for an Unreal Engine game.
Is that thing finished?
No, this is only the end.
But it's one of those games like Tekken 8 that is Unreal Engine 5, but doesn't just look like Unreal Engine 5 the way that a lot of them do.
The weapon's true form
Most of them do. The way that most of them do.
The Colonel gets his hands on it. It will mean the end of
Or extreme example, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Yes.
Looks nothing like UE5.
Will truly begin.
A world war.
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America.
I hope Ace Combat won't suffer for it. I don't think it will, because Ace Combat 7 was fine on UE4. So I think it's fine, probably. But it has been like 6 years since Ace Combat 7 now, which means a lot of the staff are likely going to be different. And obviously we're jumping from UE4 to 5 as well, so there's all sorts of things that I guess could make it a different story with AC8. But I'm gonna hope that it's perfectly fine. Tekken 8 buffed all female fighters, bigger breasts for the bikini outfits. Is that true? Is that actually real? I've played a total of like 40 minutes of Tekken 8 since Season 2 started. So I would not... I'm very out of the loop on it. I'm just waiting for Armor King at this point. 40 minutes? Yeah, like this whole year I've played like 40 minutes of Tekken. Season 2 just really killed my enjoyment of the game.
Comes with me.
You know what looks absolutely dog shit in UE games? It's the water. Water looks like oil in every one of them. It's kind of true.
Hornets.
Hornets? Should have gotten my bug spray. We're waiting for Virtua Fighter now. I'm just waiting for them to fix up Tekken 8 and for Armor King. Armor King will be great. I mean, you guys see the gameplay trailer for Armor King? He looks awesome.
Get the!
I haven't even like made a mistake yet. I haven't raised an alert or anything. What are you talking about? I'm getting good.
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's
gotta get
time
more
we go
Silk
to
Song
the depths
in.
of hell itself.
I just had to get back on the Delta. It had been a few days. Who's that Pokemon? It's the Pain. He seriously does say his name too much.
Is he crying?
It's so good. Yeah, like the 3 hours that we got in yesterday were great. I started sequence breaking as soon as I saw the slightest opportunity to do so. We sequence broke kind of hard, and I got something that now, like, I've been told by others on Discord who like have sunk a lot of hours in and then gone back to watch the VOD because a lot of people weren't there yesterday. They didn't want to get spoiled. Fair enough. A lot of people saw the sequence breaking I was doing and they were like, bro, you got that shit so early and you don't have like a lot of the other stuff that you should have before getting that.
And to my unit.
I saw an opportunity and I went all in on it. And it wasn't easy to get that shit, but it was awesome.
Soviet Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads.
The fear says it even more. I wonder who... It probably is the Fear, actually. I was gonna say, I wonder who says their own name the most in this game. It probably is the Fear.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples?
It's your favorite Cobra member? The End.
Are we taking him with us?
If I'm just choosing out of them.
This one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras.
And I don't think a lot of MGS3 fans would like my reason. But it's the
What are
End.
you talking about?
Actually, I have two reasons that the End is my favorite. Compared to the others. Both of them I don't think many MGS3 fans would like. At least based on the comments of my original MGS3 video. I don't think a lot of people would like it. Mine's the Sorrow. Favorite boss fight is the boss. Fair. I'm not really counting the boss. I feel like the boss is everyone's favorite if we count her. There's no way. Right?
Can't let him live.
I was assuming just the Cobras other than the boss. If the boss is included, it's the boss.
He must die.
But
He's my apprentice.
I go with the End because out of the 5 Cobras, excluding the boss, he's the only one who has a boss fight that I actually enjoy. And he's also the only one... Actually, no, the Sorrow also gets a good bit of dialogue. But he and the Sorrow, then, are like the two of them that get any sort of actual dialogue to show off their unique character in any way. The rest of them just kind of show up and they're like, I am the Fear! And then you fight. And then after the fight, you get a short cutscene where he's like, the Fear! And then he explodes. And that's it. And you're just like, what? They're like cartoon characters. The other 3. Like the Pain, the Fear, and the Fury.
The new blood has been rejected.
Hater scream. They really want you to know their names. It's really odd.
Are we done here?
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
MGS villains are Pokemon? Not typically. The MGS3 villains kind of are. Aside from, like, Volgan.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
And then, MGS4 is also kind of weird with the boss lineup. MGS4 is maybe just as weird, but they try to flesh out all of the backstories for them a little more compared to 3. So that's less of a criticism for me in 4. I think their backstories in 4 are not great, but they at least made more of an effort to flesh out the characters more, as opposed to most of the Cobras. I feel like in 3, the only ones that really get properly fleshed out are the Sorrow and the boss.
Can you hear me?
And then the End gets to talk a little bit. Why is my mouse on the screen? What is happening?
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move?
I don't know. Sorry, the End gets a little bit, but not a lot.
All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Okay, Snake. Just relax.
The other
and
3
we'll
get
all be over
genuinely
before
like
you know it.
nothing.
Stay with me.
Well, I guess at least the Fury I could kind of tell you,
Think you can handle it?
like, the basic idea of him.
Major. The boss.
The Pain and the Fear are literally just like B-Man and Spider-Man, and that's it.
Okay, here we
Like
go.
man with B
First,
powers and man with spider powers.
If you select cure, you can start the
And that's
treatment.
all I could really tell you about them.
Healing is divided into 2 types of treatment. medicine, and surgical procedures.
Aren't they the different stages of grief
Your
or something
injuries
like
include
that?
fractured left elbow
I don't
and rib
think
bone,
they're
and lacerations on your
the
upper
stages
arms,
of
right
grief.
elbow, and
I think it's
abdomen.
genuinely
They need to be
just
fixed
that the
using
whole
surgical
theme with
treatment.
them was like
Move the healing
what's
cursor
it?
with a movement stick to the affected part of your body.
Emotions was like their big thing.
Once you've
And I
selected the
think they're
affected area,
supposed to be
use the
battlefield
movement stick to
emotions
select the medical
specifically,
item and then press the
which
enter
might
button.
sound a little odd
With
when
this
it comes
method,
to
you
like
can
the
use
joy,
items to help your
the
recovery
boss.
process.
But
To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected
in
area with a
bringing it
fastener
back to the
and then wrap it
MSX
in
game
bandages.
discussion from
That
earlier,
should do it.
in Metal Gear
For
2,
lacerations, you'll need disinfectant
original
to
Metal
clean the
Gear
wound,
2,
sutures to stitch it up,
Big Boss
stitches
during
to
his
slow the
big
flow of
speech
blood,
near the
and
end of that
bandages to
game
wrap the wound.
talks about the
If you do
joy
everything
of
I
battle
mentioned, the wound should heal completely.
like a
Understood?
lot.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe like what Kojima was trying to go for with them. Why is my mouse on the screen? Like, what is... There we go. I got rid of it. I just have to click in the game again, even though I didn't, like, click out during the cutscene or anything. I don't know why that's happened twice in a row now. Bone fracture. I think they're just supposed to be, like, the common battlefield emotions. And then the joy is the only one that's like kind of weird in that sense. Yeah, it is like a battle high that he describes in Metal Gear 2. But I think the joy is literally just like the main one that Snake also gets tied to in this story, because then in his big speech at the end of Metal Gear 2, which at the time was like the only game that Big Boss ever actually spoke in, because things like Portable Ops and stuff hadn't come around. MGS4 hadn't come around. It was literally just Metal Gear 1 and 2, and then 3 that the boss were in, or sorry, that Big Boss was in at this point. So I think that's what he was going for, was that it was supposed to tie him back a bit to his speech at the end of Metal Gear 2. But it's hard to say. It's just me kind of guessing, to be real. In terms of like why those specific emotions were the ones that were chosen. I think he was just going for like the common battlefield emotions.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon.
Pain, fear, sorrow, the end, which is totally an emotion. Kojima, thank you. Relocating the bone like this? Not entirely myself, no. But I've dislocated both my shoulders before. And my thumb. My right thumb. Used to be a big, what's it? Action sports guy when I was younger. Had to chill out after too many conks to the noggin. People always think it's weird considering that now I like don't leave the house and I just what's it, work and talk about games and play games. That's kind of my thing. People think it's weird when I have like so many prior injuries.
Thanks to the
and like
boss and her cobras,
people
I have both Sokolov
close to
and
me
the Shagohod.
always think it's weird that I have like so many scars, and that's why. Used to be a big
What are we going to do with the
skateboarder, snowboarder, skier.
Who is she?
I did MMA when I was younger.
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
A bit of an adrenaline junkie. A little bit. Up your chance of dementia? Maybe? I don't know.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear. A kiss of death.
Are you
How
kidding
did I miss that? What, the face grab? Don't ask me. Totally forgot about the swinger of Dojima. What happened to that? I was just grabbing the name in case I wanted it.
Take her back to the base.
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov.
Reserving that handle.
I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
The legacy filter does do a lot for this game. Genuinely. I like it. I wouldn't want to play with it every time, but I like seeing the new visuals with the original color grading. Literally just killed a group of Russian soldiers. Well, you know. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. The original UI also looks so sweet. I think you can make the original UI like as your setup for what's it? For the new style as well. Should I play the OG or this? If I've never played it, I only played 5. Pick up the Master Collection. Play all 5 of them in release order. That little lineup. Trust me. Trust me. I'm really trying to be like, do you have to play 3 before this? Okay. Do you have to play 3 before Delta or like instead of Delta? No. If you're really interested in getting into Metal Gear though, I do think that playing the original 3 makes experiencing Delta a lot more enjoyable, if that makes sense.
Payload oxygen supply is nominal. Power supply to payload anti-free systems.
I'm trying to separate myself from the bias of just wanting to say, start with the original 3, don't start with Delta.
Airspace security has gotten tighter since
You could play this in place of 3, but I do think you get a lot more out of Delta if you've played the original 3.
Snake, you're being given an honor.
Is, I guess, the best way I could put it. Like, you could substitute it with Delta, but especially if you do end up doing, like, release order, you're probably going to pick up the Master Collection and just own the original 3 as part of that anyway.
So how does it feel to be a patient in one of the most
So at that
advanced
point, it's just up to
ICUs in
you.
the world?
Would you do me a favor and tell the suits about visiting
Do you think they'll remake any other MGS game if this is successful, or make new ones without Kojima? Yes.
Must be part of
They
Top Brass's
stated
inquiry.
somewhere
More like an interrogation.
that
According to them, I'm a traitor and an
and this
accomplice to
wasn't
the boss's
specific to Metal Gear, to be fair.
They're just looking for a scapegoat.
Does that
But they did state that
Let's just say neither one of us is going to be made a
basically
national hero out of
their entire direction as a company and like the games
No.
they will make in the
This fox
future
is still
will be
one step ahead of the
influenced
hound.
by the success of
The
the
reason I
games they're
came to see
making
you
right
today-
now.
Jack, it's time for Fox to clear
Like
its
that
name.
statement also pertained to like Silent
Situation
Hill
has changed.
and the Silent
Still
Hill
got a
2
chance to
remake
pilot
and
this
how
one
that
out.
performed
kind of chance?
would
Don't get too
influence
excited.
later Silent Hill projects.
Yeah. Have a
And we've
cigar.
already seen that with they announced Silent Hill 1 remake being done by the same team as Silent Hill 2 remake.
This morning, I had a meeting
Someone
with
in my
the
chat
CIA.
once said that they started developing both at the same time. I had to go back and look. I'm like, did I miss that?
Something even bigger.
But no, they didn't state anything like that. Literally, the
Yesterday,
entire
the
announcement
White
for
House
Silent Hill
received
1
an
was just,
unexpected
we are now developing Silent Hill 1 remake. And they had no additional details beyond that.
Yes, I hear you, Mr. Chairman.
It was a hotline call from
Don't start with
President
MGS1.
Johnson.
If you're going to pick up Master Collection, give the 2D games a go first.
A few days ago, one of our country's
Especially because, like, yeah, it's right in there. You already own it, just
was destroyed in a
just go for it.
explosion.
But what I do always encourage
At
with
about the
release
same
order too, when I
time,
recommend it,
our anti-aircraft radar picked
some
up
people
a
don't get on well with the
signal
2D
that
games.
appeared to come from one of
Their
your
design is a little dated. I mean, the first one is from the
Sounds
80s,
familiar to you?
and then the second one was released in 1990.
I have placed
The 2D
our
games
armed
canon,
forces
yes.
on secondary alert. Depending on your response, I may
Metal
be
Gear
left
1
with
is
no
from
choice
80
but to order the military to maximum alert
6 or
and
5, I don't
unleash
remember.
Armageddon.
I think
With
6.
the help of
And then
your
Metal Gear
predecessor,
2 was 1990.
was able
So they're
to
old.
survive.
They have some dated design for sure.
But my power is
But
not
yeah,
as
they're
great
short.
as it once was.
And there's not a ton of story
I have
content,
to survive
but the
this
story
crisis.
content that is
I
in the
must
2D
have
games
your
really sets up MGS1 in terms of like context and all
I
that.
should have
And
contacted you
MGS1 explains
myself.
enough to
Did
where
you
you
know
don't
that
need
one
to
of
have played
our
them.
soldiers defected
But
to your
MGS1
country
story
years
hits a
ago?
lot harder if you have played them.
So
if that
you
makes
have
sense.
heard that. The man who arranged the defection was a
So-
blue colonel by the name of Yevgeny Borosovich Volgin.
I'm hearing a lot about MGS1 remake these days, and apparently some of these leaks are a couple years old as well. Multiple sources say it will be some sort of PS exclusive. I know the leaks you're talking about, Hazriel, and important context for those leaks is that those leaks started before Delta was announced.
In that war. In Russia, you know
Those
her
leaks
as
came about before
White
Delta's initial announcement even happened. So I would not,
The mother of your
I wouldn't put any stake in them.
Yes, that's
What do
the
you think
one.
about the GameCube remake?
And she took 2 miniature
GameCube remake
nuclear
can be
shells along
fun
with her.
after you've played MGS 1 and 2, both prior to playing Twin Snakes.
I'm afraid so. I
Would be
believe
my
they were a
recommendation.
gift for her new
Because
host.
basically what it is
Daily
MGS
Crockett
1
atomic battle
with
group delivery
MGS 2's
system was
gameplay
completed 2 years ago.
and reanimated cutscenes and everything. But Twin Snakes definitely is not as well made as the original MGS1.
Never been deployed in battle.
It's still very fun though. A lot of people will tell you it's like the worst remake ever, and no, it's fine. But it's not as good as just original MGS1. And yeah, I would play it after 2, at least, because then you'll be familiar with the gameplay at a core level and associate it with MGS2 rather than the Twin Snakes. Because also, like, the gameplay stuff that they brought over from MGS2 and put into the Twin Snakes doesn't feel as good in Twin Snakes as it does in 2. It feels a little jankier, a little clunkier there.
And the American government denies any
I don't think it's bad, but I would never recommend playing it before both MGS1 and 2. Because it did come out after 2, for context
Then what
as well.
was a U.S. military aircraft doing on our radar screen? It was clearly in violation of our airspace.
I think, like, I haven't played Kiwami yet, Yakuza Kiwami, but I know you're a Yakuza fan.
That's correct.
It's kind of like how a lot of Kiwami's gameplay is just Yakuza 0's gameplay. But imagine if the stuff that was carried over from Yakuza 0 felt clunkier in Kiwami than it did in 0. Like, you know that it's from 0, but it doesn't feel as good as it did there, is kind of the best way to compare it to, like, Yakuza. I don't know if that's how, I don't know if it's smoother or not in Kiwami. I have no context for that. I know that a lot of the gameplay in Kiwami is from Yakuza 0. So that's the best way I can frame it for a comparison.
Then you must find some way to prove your innocence.
Prove our innocence.
My first was the Twin Snakes.
Yes,
rented it from
preferably
Blockbuster. A lot of people actually did get introduced to MGS from Twin Snakes.
This is not merely another
Like, I see a lot of comments from people who played that first.
Colonel Volgin. How about a little co-action?
Oh, and yeah, I wouldn't shy away from guides for Metal Gear 1. I wouldn't either. Metal Gear 1's kind of crazy.
And Colonel Volgin is a member of the Brezhnev faction.
Wish we'd have some news on Volume 2. Yeah, I don't think Volume 2 we're gonna hear much until like next year.
And if it is not too much to ask,
which
something about Volgin as well.
Is partially because of all the new port work that they're gonna have to do for it.
Means nothing.
But also just from a marketing standpoint, I don't think they want to take too much attention away from Delta right now by immediately jumping to the next thing.
What if
that makes sense?
Prove our innocence.
Like, they want to keep eyes on Delta right now because it just came out. It's reviewing well. It's being received by fans very well. They're going to want to linger on this more, even if Volume 2 is pretty far along and they have stuff to show off for it.
If you fail,
they're
going
to want to keep things focused on Delta for a bit longer, even if that is the case.
To put it simply, in order to avoid a full-scale nuclear conflict, we have to prove that America was not involved in that explosion.
It still blows my mind that Sigan is in the award ceremony in, like, overalls, a camo jacket, and a ball cap, like he's going fishing.
Decided that you're the only one capable of pulling this off.
But you imagine if Eva's last line of exposition to Snake had her say she was a true Lolly Lule Low.
There's no choice.
That would be so Kojima and so fucking silly. Obviously, they hadn't done the Lolly Lule Low thing yet, but could you imagine?
KGB has promised to lend us one of their
that would just feel so Kojima.
So that you and I can talk to each other.
Hello.
That's it.
They've also put us in touch with a couple of insiders.
Insiders?
There was a defection in September 1960. Do you remember it?
You mean the 2 NSA codebreakers who went over to the Soviet Union?
Precisely. Since then, they've
that would have
been
been so
trading
fucking
with the KGB
Kojima if he did something
this
like
kind
that.
of situation. Their code names are Adam and Eva. I've been told that Adam has infiltrated Volgin's ranks. We've also arranged for him to
playing
provide
again.
You with
Yeah, legacy style.
You'll need to rendezvous with him.
They also want to focus on Fox Hunt. Oh yeah. I would not be shocked at all if Fox Hunt doesn't get a lot of marketing from this point on.
Control. Unidentified aircraft detected. Altitude
like, at all.
30,000 feet.
I obviously it will get some, but I'm not expecting a whole lot of marketing push on it.
It's fast.
Because unless I misunderstood something, it's going to be like included for free along with Delta. Like a lot for people who purchased Delta already, or for who purchase it in the future, right? I assumed solid was a military rank. What do you mean? Of course it is. But yeah, I don't know. I guess my point is Fox Hunt isn't going to make them more money. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if now that Delta has already come out and started making the money, if the marketing is going to really slow down on that. If that makes sense. Because, like, why blow this huge marketing budget on it if there's no additional revenue to be made from it, if that makes sense?
I got blown pretty far off target.
Snake, let's go over your mission objective.
And why are you two so quiet all of a sudden?
Rescue Sokolov. Find out what's happened to the Shagohod.
The audio mixing is weird in this game.
And finally, eliminate the boss.
The volume is kind of all over the place.
This mission will be codenamed Operation Snake Eater.
Because I'll be taking on the boss in our Cobra unit, right?
Don't forget about Colonel Volgin.
I'm not a hired killer.
I know, but that was the Kremlin's demand.
Demand? You mean
Fox Hunt doesn't look that good?
What's it to us?
Yeah, I'm not terribly excited for it. I might check it out a little bit, but I'm not...
Helps us avoid a nuclear exchange, then that's what we'll do.
Like, even saying that I'm excited for it would be exaggerating. Just to be 100% real. I kind of look at it, and it doesn't really warrant anything more than a, oh, cool, from me. It looks very, like, yeah, that... As far as an additional multiplayer mode goes, that looks perfectly alright.
Did you ever see the movie The Great Escape?
I don't know. It's not doing anything for me, personally.
It's based on a true story about prisoners who escaped from a POW camp in Nazi Germany. The prisoners dig 3 tunnels as part of their plan, but the Nazis find 2 of the tunnels before...
Not that good, not that bad. Yeah, it looks very... alright, it looks fine.
The names of those 3
doesn't look like something I'll play much at all, just to be totally real.
You use the name of the tunnel they escaped.
Especially, like, man, right now, I've been eating so good, like, in my free time. I've actually...
I got the name wrong. The one they escaped.
Ironically, my video work over, like, the last week has been getting done so quickly because I am so antsy, like, all the time to get to a point where I feel like I've earned a break from work.
You know, let's just use 0.
And so that I can go and just, like, play all the stuff that's out right now that I want to be playing in my free time. Like, stuff that I'm not playing for stream, but that I want to be playing.
My frequency?
So, like, the Gears Reloaded multiplayer I've been playing, having a fucking blast with. They just nerfed the Gnasher, which is a godsend, because they way overtuned the Gnasher after the beta, and people complaining that it felt too weak, because it was very accurate to Gears 1's Gnasher, which was the weakest Gnasher in the series. They way overtuned it. You were getting one shot from range, like just fucking one tap blasted from like mid range with it. It was so dumb. And it's especially dumb in like Gears 1 where the movement is so slow. So like you have this movement system where you can't really evade the shotgun too well. And then you have a shotgun that's just one tapping you from like mid range. And it doesn't work. Like, those two aren't compatible. It felt like shit. But a couple days ago, they nerfed it. You're only getting one shot at, like, point-blank ranges now. The Gnasher feels good again. And it's so nice. It's been so much more fun to play now.
Meet up with Adam first.
There's that.
He's cleared the way for
PoE
you
2
to
just got an expansion. Last Epoch just got an expansion. I'm playing hardcore on both. I'm having a blast with both. It's great. For me right now, even in my free time, like it's a time to be alive for gaming. And then on stream, I've got like Delta. We played the Gears Reloaded campaign. Silk Song just came out. I've only done one stream in the last like week and a half that hasn't been for a brand new game, because there's just so much shit coming out all at once. Like I haven't done a single 100% stream in like 2 weeks, because I'm just trying to blast through all the new stuff before more new stuff comes out, which it's not that far out. Like Battlefield, Ninja Gaiden, Black Ops 7. We always have to check out the COD campaign. We have to. The biggest game of the year every year. I'm always way too curious to just be like, all right, what do they got? What do they got for us this year? Let's see it. I can't resist playing the COD campaign every year it comes out. Ooh. Plus, Black Ops 6's campaign was good. Black Ops 7's not looking that great from the trailers, but I'm down to stream through a shit show COD campaign too. They're only ever like 9-10 hours ish. Like we always blast them in 3 or so streams, so they're not. We're not what's it? Taking too much time away from stuff to check out COD every year. It's always a fun time to see what they cooked up yearly. Yeah, I have played Spec Ops: The Line. And yeah, the matchmaking on Gears Reloaded was just like a temporary outage. They just had a little like blip where suddenly no one could matchmake. Does Delta have Euro Extreme? It does, but it's unlockable. And I have not played it, but I'm also not a European Extreme fan. Because like, if I wanted to play European Extreme, I would just do a big boss run, or like, in this case, a Foxhound run. I've never been a big Euro Extreme fan. Like, it is just kind of a tacked on gimmick mode, historically. Like with the MGS2 and 3 re-releases in Europe. And it kind of feels like that. Like the only difference between, or the only like substantial difference between them is the instant game over when you alert. And like if I wanted to do that, I might as well just play normal Extreme and do like a big boss run anyway. If I'm going for that level of challenge. So I've never been a big Euro Extreme fan, but here it's kind of weird. They made it so you have to beat the game on Extreme to be able to play European Extreme, which is a bit odd. I could get like, you need to beat the game.
What are you doing here?
But I've beaten the game 3 times now on Delta, and I still can't play it. Like if I wanted to go and start a playthrough of Euro Extreme right now, I couldn't, just because we haven't done Extreme.
Go home.
Straight up freaks. Bro, you say that, but like, there are people like Perfect Stealth who I swear every time that guy plays through an MGS game,
You're not even armed.
he gets the Foxhound or the big boss rank, whatever it is. Like every time I see him play through the games, he gets big boss. Granted, that's because he's got like MGS3, I think Kazriel said it earlier, he has like 7,000 hours played on MGS3. He's just done it so many times that now it's like second nature to him to do Foxhound every time.
Go home.
But it's crazy
Go
shit.
back to your boss. There's no need to prove that you are virtuous here. This isn't America. That should stir things up a bit. You'd better hurry.
He can probably do a blindfold run at this point. I don't know. I feel like blindfolded runs, he probably could if he practiced for it. But they take such like a specific skill set that you have to have the knowledge and then also practice playing with a blindfold.
Why'd you defect?
Blindfolded runners are fucking crazy. You want to talk about wild shit?
I'm loyal to the end.
In any games. That stuff is insane. Women shooting gun with one hand. Wow, I can't believe this game was so woke. I know. Strong woman, am I right, chat?
Your duty to your unit or your personal feelings.
Man, there should be like a European Extreme reward for New Game Plus. That would actually be so nice. Why did Kojima
I
never
don't expect you to forgive me.
ever do that?
But you can't defeat me either. You know me too well.
What's the community consensus on which game has the worst and which has the best story? Oh boy. Story-wise, I think it's very mixed. Like incredibly mixed opinions. But if I had to choose, based on just what I've seen over doing Metal Gear content for like almost 2 years now, I would say generally, and this is, you will see all sorts of different opinions, so don't take this too literally.
This is Snake.
But I would say
Major Zero.
that the majority of people
By the boss.
in the community would say that MGS1 has the best story,
Enemy scouts are going to come.
and probably that the Phantom Pain has the worst story.
There's got to be a leak somewhere.
No, that's impossible. The man the
That
boss
would
is working
probably
with
be the majority opinion if I had to choose one for both.
The boss
But you'll see people say best and worst for literally every game in the series.
legendary hero like the boss would go over to the right.
I'd agree.
That she'd double cross us like
I might actually kind of disagree.
You'll never be able to beat her.
That's not the problem. In terms of sheer technique, I'll never be able to beat her.
I would say
You've got to do it, Snake. She's your enemy and your objective.
that the Phantom Pain does not have the worst story.
Hurry to the factory where Adam is waiting. Scouts have
Maybe.
probably already been sent out
Even
to
then,
investigate
like,
the
I don't know.
explosion.
I might say that, I should say.
Got no chance of winning in a battle.
Because I could also
Don't let them see you.
genuinely say that Peace Walker's story is just as bad. If I'm being 100% real. They're neck and neck. Like, I don't know if I could choose between them. I would say that the Phantom Pain has so much good stuff that I love story-wise, but is also the Phantom Pain. Right? Like, notoriously, the story is totally incomplete in that game. But man, there are moments in the Phantom Pain that are like magical. Genuinely. Peace Walker, on the other hand, feels like it has, I guess, when Peace Walker's story is at its worst, those valleys aren't as deep as they are in the Phantom Pain. But I also don't think that Peace Walker's story ever comes close to hitting the peaks that the Phantom Pain does. If that makes sense. Like, when the Phantom Pain story is at its best, it's way more enjoyable than Peace Walker's best. Story-wise. But when the Phantom Pain is at its worst story-wise, it is significantly worse than Peace Walker's story at its worst. So I don't know. Because, like, Peace Walker just has the most, like, yeah, I guess that happened kind of story, where not much of Peace Walker really stuck with me in like a way where I look back on it and I go, oh man, that was so peak when like that happened in Peace Walker. There's like none of that for me with Peace Walker. It doesn't have any moments like that. Whereas like the Phantom Pain, I could say that genuinely the hospital intro is enthralling on your first playthrough. Like that first hour in the hospital is so crazy and presented in such an amazing way that like my eyes were fucking glued to the screen for that whole first hour. And I remember it very fondly. I do. Replaying through the hospital sucks. Like playing it after that first playthrough sucks, but the first time is crazy. And then like the speeches that Venom gives in the Phantom Pain and even that Kaz gives in the Phantom Pain were amazing. Like the speeches in that game are written so well. Some of the Ocelot interactions just on Mother Base are so fun. The Phantom Pain hits all these peaks that I look back on and I'm like, I loved that shit. But then it's just the Phantom Pain, right? It's weird. It's weird. It's hard to describe. I'm afraid it's been 9 years, bro. It's been 10 years as of like 3 days ago. Opinion on 4? Metal Gear Solid 4, I think, is on the higher end story-wise. But that is because MGS4 treats its characters with so much love and wraps everything up so well. And then that final scene in the graveyard, I've talked about before. That one scene is my favorite scene in Metal Gear. The scene with both snakes in the graveyard. I'm trying to say this in a way that's not super spoilery. That shit is so good. That is my single favorite scene from the franchise. Like, I love so much of 4 and what it does with characters and everything. And, like, 4 has its messy parts. 100%. Ocelot and the retconning with him. And I didn't particularly mind Johnny in that game, but I know everyone hates Johnny in that game. Which, fair enough. I don't hate him that much, but like I don't love him either. Not everything in 4's story is really good, but I think 4, for me at least, hit some of the highest peaks Metal Gear ever did, story-wise. So it's kind of what I'm, like those moments that stand out and you kind of look back on them as being like, oh my god, that's one of those Metal Gear moments that was just incredible. 4 has so many of those scenes for me. Like, so many, that it has to be super high up there. So much about 4's story, like, hits really hard the first time you play through it. And it's just so memorable. And yeah, the music, like, old Snake theme, and a bunch of the other music in that game, too. Like, what is it called? Love theme? Love? Is it Love Theme? I want to say it is Theme. That's one of the best songs in Metal Gear. For sure. 4 just hits so many peaks, and there's some messy stuff in that game, but I story-wise, think of 4 very fondly. Because of it just did so much that I loved, story-wise. And music. The music in 4 is crazy. But there's definitely shit in 4 I don't like. I don't like what it does to Vamp. I don't like what it does to Ocelot. But then, like, I love I love Old Snake. I love Raiden, especially. I love, like, the entire epilogue of that game, not just the graveyard scene. Like, I also just... I love all the send-off stuff with, like, Otacon and Sunny. And Jack and Rose. Like, they did so many great send-offs for, like, all of the characters in 4. I feel like MGS4... Hear me out. This is only I'm not a Kingdom Hearts fan. I haven't played them. But going off of, like, community sentiment, and I've seen the story of Kingdom Hearts 3 now, I feel like MGS4 is for Metal Gear what every Kingdom Hearts fan was hoping Kingdom Hearts 3 would be for that series. Where, like, it took everything that they had been building on up to that point and wrapped up all of it. And most of it got wrapped up really well. There are some bits in 4 that, like, I feel take away from some of what came before, but not many. Not too many, at least. The good outweighs the bad, if that makes sense. Wrapped it up in a satisfying way, yeah. You got a favorite Yakuza moment? I have to pick one. Fuck, man. Because I haven't played through all the games, so I release order have gotten through Yakuza 0. I know I have a spicier take on that. Zero's story was super entertaining, but it left me it left me unsatisfied on the whole, like, as a prequel. I had hoped a lot of things would, I'm trying to word it. I had hoped that they would do a lot more with, like, fleshing out the backstory of that whole series. Like how MGS3 fleshes out the backstory of, like, Big Boss, right? I had hoped that Yakuza 0 would kind of be that for, like, Kiryu and Nishiki. Like, showing us how they got their start. And you can kind of see by the end how that all links back into what eventually happens. I didn't feel like I got any of that from Yakuza 0. Shockingly, all the best shit in Yakuza 0 came from Majima. Every little bit of it. Like, any one scene that I pick out from Yakuza 0 and I'm like, that shit fucked, it's a Majima scene. None of it comes from Kiryu or Nishiki. And this shows you how blind I have gone into the Yakuza games. I didn't know that Majima was a playable character in Yakuza 0. Until I played it. I had no idea. I genuinely, it surprised me while I was playing through the game. I didn't know. So. Very unexpected for me. That, what's it? What about the scene where Kiryu almost kills Shibusawa? That scene would have been great if Kiryu did not kill a bunch of people in Yakuza 0. In the car chase. And if Kiryu also did not kill a bunch of people in Yakuza 1. That scene would have been great if there weren't multiple instances of Kiryu killing people prior to that scene happening. If that makes sense. Those were rubber bullets. Yeah. Rubber explosions. Like, that's the thing. Yakuza has some silly shit like that, where I'm like, okay. This would have been great if they had actually stuck to Kiryu being someone who doesn't kill. Because, like, the Yakuza 1 thing, I could probably look past. But Kiryu literally killed people in Yakuza 0 and then got a speech during the finale about how if he kills this guy, he'll never be able to go back once he kills someone. He'll never be able to recover from that. And I'm like, I killed at least 20 people, like, a few hours ago. At least minimum 20 people.
At night, poisonous animals will
speak.
In the south, the bottomless swamp.
Answer me.
If our radio man is taken out, contact will be...
But...
Speak.
Let me go.
Kiryu does kill when it's for self-defense, but he doesn't kill anyone just like that. Maybe. I don't know. I still feel like that speech doesn't land in that context. But Majima going nuts in Yakuza 0, like near the end during the finale chapter. Like all the crazy coming out and him just storming the Tojo, or sorry, not the Tojo, the Dojima headquarters building. That shit's great. I loved every bit of that. I loved the scene between Majima and Sagawa right near the end. I loved the scene with Majima and Makoto right near the end. I loved Majima's introduction in 0. Like, just that opening scene in the Grand was phenomenal. I literally sent it to False at like 7 a.m. in the morning as I was playing it. I just went to YouTube, pulled up that scene, and sent it to her over text. I was like, you have to see this shit. This is some wild ass shit.
Speak. When you walk on moist soil, your footprints
Speak.
After you take us out, leaving us alone will
Speak.
If our chest radios are broken, our contact will
speak.
Bastard.
But my favorite, I'm trying to think, just in general, favorite scenes outside of Yakuza 0. Not only just because 0 was straight up asked, but also just because it's the last one I played. It's easy to name the Yakuza 0 scenes that like stand out. I really liked a lot of stuff in Yakuza 5 with Shinada. Shinada was the highlight of Yakuza 5 for me just in general. But a lot of his stuff, like particularly the bit at the end where he gets the phone call to like come back after everything is over. That was great. I love that scene. The Ueno Seiwa hit in 4 is up there. 4 doesn't have a lot of those moments for me. Honestly, I love the finale in 4. Like all 4 of them flying up in a helicopter to the top of the tower. That shit is so goofy, but so good.
If you slide down cliffs, you won't take any damage.
Speak.
Let go of me.
So much stuff in Kenzan. Like, so many scenes from Kenzan were outstanding. A lot of the last couple chapters of Kurohyo. I don't want to talk as much about the JP only games. Kurohyo is a lot more accessible. But like Kenzan, I don't want to spoil a ton of because we're gonna stream through it relatively soon. Hopefully with an English patch, if the team is able to get that ready in time. And even if it's not totally ready, I was planning to reach out and see if I could just get a build with what they currently have to use in the meantime or something. If there was any possible way to do that. So I don't know if I want to say too much on Kenzan, but so much of Kenzan. I think Kenzan, well, okay. In general, the best stories from Yakuza for me so far are Yakuza 1, Kenzan, Kurohyo 1, and Ishin. Like, if I just had to say what are the standout Yakuza stories, those are the ones. Those are the games that stood out to me as having, like, really, really good stories. Compared to the others, especially. Yakuza 5, I was totally with it for a lot of it.
Answer me. While falling.
But it all kind of fell apart at the end. Aside from Shinada.
Answer me.
I felt like that was the one character that came out of Yakuza 5's finale, like, satisfyingly.
Let me go.
Especially Saejima. What the fuck? Anyway. Saejima is probably the one that pisses me off the most. That shit was so wasted. It's crazy. Yeah, I will watch the summit. I'm praying for a Kenzan Kiwami, even though they've said a lot of like this reason, that reason as to why they can't do it. They've been talking a lot about Kenzan. And I did watch the stream recently where they all were talking a lot about Kenzan and what it was like to develop it. And clearly, even a lot of the team that's still there today has such amazing memories of working on Kenzan, and it's a game that they think of as being one of their best ones. Like, genuinely, all of them on that stream either directly said that it's still one of the games that they're the most proud of, or they just generally talked about it like it was this super, I guess, hold on, I'm trying to phrase it. Just a game that they have incredibly fond memories of developing. Like, clearly the team has a lot of love for Kenzan. Voices the bartender in the Yakuza series. Yeah, he's in one of the English dubs. I don't plan on playing any of the Yakuza games in English, but I know that Hater's in a couple. Oh no, he's in Yakuza 0 as well. Because he voices, what's his name? Oh God. Why am I forgetting his name? In 0. Yeah, he was just in the English dub of the director's cut for 0. Kashiwagi, thank you. I was not able to nail it. I didn't love his Kashiwagi. I didn't love much of the Yakuza 0 director's cut dub from what I saw. But to be fair, I think I'm comparing it a lot to the Japanese voices because I'm just so familiar with them. And like even the actors who are doing a perfectly fine job, which to be totally straight up from what I saw of the director's cut dub, just raw opinion, not many of the actors were doing a great job. Just to be straight up. Like a lot of the voice acting in it felt straight like amateurish in that dub. Like they must have been getting poor direction or something because the talent was there. I think they were just getting really poor direction. Assumedly. Even like the actors who were doing a perfectly fine job, like Hater, Matt Mercer, I don't enjoy their performances as those characters as much as I enjoy the original performances. And there's definitely multiple levels of bias with that, to be sure. Like, you know, I've played all of the games up to this point in Japanese. And for characters, like I said, Matt Mercer, like, for Majima, I am very used to Majima sounding a specific way. Like, I think of Majima, I hear his voice, and then Matt Mercer has a totally different voice. So that obviously is going to throw me off a bit. I understand Japanese to a pretty decent extent at this point. So, like, even when I play through the Yakuza games, I'm picking up on a lot of, like, little contextual things with the way that the dialogue is written in there that a lot of Western players are not going to pick up on when they play through and are just reading the subtitles and not understanding a fucking word of it, right? Like, there are layers to me having a bias towards the Yakuza Japanese dub. For sure. But just, I do not see myself ever playing those games not in Japanese. Especially, like, every time an English dub comes around and I check out some of it, it's always like, yeah, this is good, but like,
Sorry, I'm late.
it's not as good.
Cut the engine. They'll hear us.
With Yakuza.
Are you the agent they
You know?
Are you Adam? I thought you were supposed to be a man.
Adam couldn't make it.
Not even for the reviews.
All right, say the password.
No.
Who are the Patriots? Who are the Patriots? Answer me. Trapped.
But yeah, if you passed N3, then you understand even more than I do. So you probably get what I'm saying, where like there are those small contextual things with the way the dialogue is written and given in those games too through the actors' performances that just don't translate to English, right? Like the just differences in like formality or even sometimes the very specific words that are chosen for things would be lost on you in English or if you were just reading the subtitles alone, right? Yeah, dialects, Japanese nuances, all that gets lost in dub. Exactly. Like there's a lot that I totally understand that a lot of people playing over here aren't going to feel like they're missing that playing with the dub because they wouldn't catch it in the first place. But for me, I catch them and I'm like, man, I could never play this shit in English. Like, and especially because none of the dubbing efforts that I've seen so far have managed to meet that level of performance, if that makes sense. I have one question for you. Who the fuck is Eva? It is a good question. I don't think he really had an idea of who the real Eva was, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think there was an intended answer to that question.
Snake, huh? Well, I'm Eva. Are you here?
Skullface? It can't be Skullface. Skullface is working with XOF.
Colonel Volgan is a very suspicious man.
He's not a NSA codebreaker who defected to the Soviet Union.
And you were.
It couldn't be Skullface.
Yes.
Why?
Because I can do things he can't.
I heard you.
I don't think there's an intended answer to that question.
I was. 4 years ago, I defected.
Genuinely, I don't think he ever even bothered to think that far into it.
The broom handle.
It packs quite a punch. Nice to have when you're on a bike.
You held it sideways and used the muzzle jump to create a horizontal
Just listen for
swoop.
that.
That was impressive.
Bet you've never seen that technique in the West.
It's imitation, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a Chinese Type 17 pistol. Around here, even that's hard to come by.
I think it was Skullface who was like a triple agent or anything or something like that. I don't know. We have nothing from Skullface's character that would like indicate that. There never was an Eva. No, there was an Eva. They're just not present in MGS3. Is kind of what I'm saying. Is like there is an Eva. There were 2 NSA code breakers. They were Adam and Eva. But I don't think Kojima ever intended to answer the question of who is Eva.
To make it easier on the finger. A long type trigger with non-slip grooves. A ring hammer. The base of the trigger guard's been filed down
for whatever reason. Eva just wasn't
not
here.
Only that, nearly every part of this gun has been expertly crafted and customized.
Which game is more mainstream, MGS or Yakuza? MGS, by a long shot. Because MGS is... I feel like people think of MGS as being niche, but like... MGS's franchise sales tell a very different story. Like, the Phantom Pain sold like 16 million copies.
Better take this too.
What's that?
A disguise to make you look like a scientist.
Yakuza has just entered mainstream. And even then, I wouldn't really say it's like mainstream yet in the sense of a ton of people have like played it and are fans of it. I think it's just starting to really enter the mainstream in terms of people playing it. But I feel like for a long time, it's more so been like, people know of the Yakuza games. They know things like, oh yeah, I've seen the clips of the funny karaoke.
Tell me how to get to the lab.
But
the safest way in is from the rear.
Well, I don't really know Yakuza franchise sales.
First,
actually.
You'll need to head north through the jungle. You'll come to a heliport used.
I don't know what like the best-selling Yakuza game looks like sales-wise.
Descend into that.
The entire Yakuza franchise, as of 2024, was the last data we got on this, to be fair. The entire franchise combined has sold 27.7 million copies.
Got it.
So yeah, again, like, the Phantom Pain alone sold like 16 million.
A knife can sometimes
the whole Yakuza series has sold 27.7 million.
At the same time and still keep the gun steady. That way, I can instantly switch between a gun battle and a knife fight.
What? Chat, no cheating. Right. No one look it up. If you did already look it up, don't answer. Chat, take a guess. Best-selling Yakuza game. Go.
Why don't you take a little rest?
Which Yakuza game sold the most copies?
You'll never make it in your condition.
You don't have to guess how many, just which game.
It's a jungle out there.
Any takers on this?
There's still an hour before dawn. It's dangerous to be out in the jungle at night without a guide.
It is not what I would have guessed.
I have to get back.
0.
I can't be gone for too long. They'll start to suspect something.
It's not 0. 0 would have been my guess.
Don't worry. I'll keep you updated over
It is not 0. Ishin.
That's it.
No, Ishin would have been insane. Ishin would have been like mind-blowing. 5, infinite wealth. 5. It is 7. Hasriel got it on his second guess. And Walter. It's 7. And it sold 2.8 million.
I'll stand watch until dawn. Now be a good
7 is the one that sold the most copies. 0. I don't know. Hold on. Let me get that full data list. Because this is from...
I don't know you well enough to trust you.
What's that?
How well do you have to
like a breakdown of it? I just want to go to the source on it and get the list. Oh. The site is down right now that has the full, just straight up data list.
Gonna get that?
Fun. I went to open it and it said, the page is being maintained. which is a weird phrase. Anyway,
You should get some sleep.
the page is
Although,
down
looks
for
like you really
maintenance.
gotta be back in the ICU. Whenever you save the game and quit, you'll go to sleep. Sleeping allows you to
Is it
gain
considered
back stamina
mainstream
naturally.
or not?
Depending on
I
how
would say
long you
it's
sleep, you can
getting
also
there,
recover
but it is
naturally from a serious
certainly
injury. When you're tired
only
or
just
hurt,
getting
the best
there.
thing to do is just get some sleep.
2.8
Sooner
million
your second
copies is a
favorite
really
taken out.
strong
Doctor's
number,
orders, okay?
but that's for one game that's now what, like 6 years old? Correct me if I'm wrong. And then the second best-selling one is Infinite Wealth at 1.6. So it's a pretty substantial drop to second place. And then that's where I wanted to open it and get the full data lists and see what like third place is. But the site is down right now, so I can't. The source that is actually from 3 months ago. There was a more recent update that this is coming from, and I went to open that and the page is down right now, unfortunately. Oh, 5. It came out 2020. Okay. Yeah, it's one game that has like 5 years of sales behind it. And 2.8 is like a respectable number, but it's not like big number as far as AAA goes yet. So I wouldn't want to call like the whole series mainstream off of the success of just like 7 and then Infinite Wealth also being behind it with 1.6. Infinite Wealth has been out for a much shorter amount of time. So that number honestly is maybe even more respectable. But yeah, I wouldn't want to make that jump without being able to look through the rest of the data. And unfortunately right now, I can't look through the rest of the data. Is Mong one of the top performers for Sega? Yeah. And that's kind of where, like, how much does that number mean? Again, I love Yakuza. I want it to be more successful than it is. But how much does it mean when we say it's one of Sega's biggest performers in the modern day? Because Sega, notoriously, over like the last decade, has released very few games. Like, they really only have a handful of games that they're still making. Those being like Sonic, Yakuza. What else? There's got to be at least one more that I'm just missing. But they're not really maintaining any of their franchises anymore. Hold on. Like, we literally, what, like 2 years ago, Sega did like this big announcement of like, we're coming back. Like, we're gonna start getting big into games again. Because they really were only doing like Sonic and Yakuza for a long time. I looked it up. And yeah, in recent years, they've literally just been doing like Sonic the Hedgehog, Like a Dragon, and Persona. That's about it. That genuinely is about all they've been releasing. And those 3 are all very successful. But that's about all they've been doing for a while now. They are gonna start doing more. They've announced like they're doing Alien Isolation 2 and stuff. They got more coming up. But for the last like 10 years, they did a whole lot of nothing outside of those 3. Anyway. I'm like 5 minutes over. I'm yapping too much. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy it and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub, follow, whatever. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing all sorts of other stuff. Like Hollow Knight Silk Song just came out. We're going to be playing more of that very soon. We're doing all the other 100% we've been working on, like Ace Combat, Metal Gear Solid 3, the original one, I was in the middle of when this came out, coincidentally. So we're going back to that at some point soon. Resident Evil, Yakuza. We're doing all sorts of stuff. Come back for any of it. Also, if you enjoyed and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a like on the YouTube side. It helps out with the algorithm a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you if you've done so already. Thank you if you're about to do so. If you're looking for links to anything outside of Twitch or YouTube to engage with the community, check out links in the description below on YouTube or on Twitch. There on the channel page. They're in chat commands. You'll find what you're looking for. Twitter, Discord, it's all there. You said Silksong isn't going to happen. I don't know what exactly we're playing, but they're calling it Hollow Knight Silksong, okay? We're checking it out. Obviously, it can't be Silksong because Silksong isn't real, but they released something that they are calling Hollow Knight Silksong. So I am playing it with much skepticism, but we're playing it. Anyway. With all that being said, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see all of you guys back here next time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.